Hello, and welcome to the Wreckage of Myth Drannor. My name is Chris, and I'll be your Dungeon Master tonight, and I use they-them pronouns. We're thrilled to be streaming at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg. Well, how to describe the Wreckage of Myth Drannor? It's a love letter to computer RPGs of my childhood, including the Baldur's Gate series, the Pool of Radiance series, Neverwinter Nights, taking a specific location from Pool of Radiance and then putting a modern spin on it. So the ancient elven city of Myth Drannor has been lost to time many a time, and is so once again. And a group of unlikely heroes in this case will be heading there to try and uncover more secrets. I hope you enjoy the adventure. For those who are new to Dungeons & Dragons, everyone here is playing a fantasy character in a fantasy universe. They all have their own unique character sheets in front of them, which tell them who they are, what they can do, their deepest, darkest secrets, and what dice to roll. They'll mostly be rolling a 20-sided dice, and you should be seeing a little number ticker up here in the corner when they do. 20s are good, 1s are bad, everything in between is on a scale, so feel free to boo and or cheer depending on what's happening in the story. And while they play their characters, I, the Dungeon Master, will play literally everything else. So anyone they encounter, any monsters they have to fight, any weather patterns, story beats, anything else, that's all me. So you'll see me playing a huge number of people alongside them. Now, I'm very excited to introduce you to the cast of The Wreckage of Myth Drannor, so without ado, here they are.
Hi, I'm Nat, I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Ildrathni Elendor, who uses she, they pronouns. Ildrathni is an elf, definitely not a Dhampir at all. No, mostly elf. And also a cleric and a little bit of paladin, and is currently traveling with a very, very ancient elf on a mission to go to the renowned city of Myth Drannor.
Hi, I am Rebecca. I use she, her pronouns. I am playing Ava, who also uses she, her pronouns. Ava is an Azamar, warlock of the undead. She currently has a dead patron, stolen powers, a massive vendetta with her god, and the Wand of Orcus sending demons after her, so that's all fine. Some people say that she's evil, and I've no idea why. She just has a lot going on.
Hi there, I'm Nate. I use he, him pronouns, and I get played by G, who also uses he, him pronouns. And, I started off as a wizard, right? And then I hung about with some druids for a long time. And then that was when I became an artificer, sort of, for a bit. More like an apprentice, but then I didn't really finish my training. Most recently I made a warlock pact. And, I've been in some bands and stuff for a while as well. So I suppose you could say I'm kind of I like getting into a lot of different stuff.
Hi, I'm Niall. I play Anton Rain. Both of us use he, him pronouns. Anton is a divination wizard and a little bit of fighter thrown in there. Once found out that he is a descendant of an ancient Netherese wizard, undead mummy, and is, not a descendant, but a clone, and is currently struggling with that whilst being a little bit obsessed with magic and mythlas.
Hi, I'm Evie. I use she, her pronouns, and I'm playing Ephemera, who also uses she, her pronouns. Ephemera is a reborn druid of spores, and being reborn was killed, sacrificed to orcas at some point in the past, and through a wacky series of events is now traveling with her good pal Ava, totally not a terrifying angel person, with a wand of orcas being chased by demons. Life decisions have been made. Don't know if they're good.
And there are all of our lovely players. Before we dive too deep into the story, a couple more AOB to go through. First, a word from our sponsors.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of their collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. Playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum chest.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems! As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !wow gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters, Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com.
This stream will run for 3 hours, and there will be a roughly 5 to 10 minute break somewhere near the middle. We run shows on Monday, Tuesday, and Friday at 6 p.m. Greenwich Meridian / British Summertime, which is 10 a.m. Pacific Time, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. in mainland Europe, and 2 a.m. Tuesday morning in Japan and parts of Australia. On Mondays and Tuesdays, we run TTRPG streams for 3 hours. And on Fridays, we run our talk show, Talk Together, for 1 hour. Our TTRPG streams can be one-shots, 4, 6, 8, or 12 weeks long. You can always find our latest schedule at twitch.tv/rolltogetherrpg/ schedule.
We are Roll Together RPG on all socials, so find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and even TikTok. Links in chat.
Thank you to our D20 Club on Patreon. You can find a link in chat. Help us make our shows from just £1, $1, or $1 gold piece, and unlock more tiers by joining. Our D20 Club are fab. They've created a fan Discord for us. They've also made a wiki page for Roll Together. You can find that at rolltogether.fandom.com.
Welcome to our podcast listeners. If you also would like to listen to us via podcast, you can search Roll Together RPG on your favourite podcast provider. If we're not there, let us know and we will add ourselves to that list.
Finally, we play with a diverse group of players who play a diverse set of characters with wide-ranging sexual and gender identities. Our tables are trans and GNC positive, and we encourage and champion trans and GNC players and characters in our games. The DM and players may portray characters that are of a different gender to their own, and while we aim to avoid misgendering, we do acknowledge that it does sometimes happen, and have a company policy in place for correction should the need arise. If you think we've missed anything, please let us know. You can drop us an email at rolltogetherrpg@gmail.com or just pop something into chat. We're always open to hearing about how we can do things better. We use the TTRPG Safety Toolkit as part of play. If you put !safety into chat right now, there'll be a link to it, or you can ask us about it on any of our social medias. We're happy to share it. It is created by Lauren Bryant and Kiana Shaw, and is an absolutely excellent way to play safely at your tables, and we couldn't recommend it more. If you pop !safety into chat as well, you'll also see a link to content warnings. This campaign does sometimes stray into the dark, especially party PvP, party and party conflict. So do check that out and see if there's anything there you'd like to avoid. Anyway, without further ado, here's the intro. Hello, welcome to episode 6 of the Wreckage of Myth Drannor. Look, everyone's smiling, everyone's happy. Wait till the game starts. It's been going really well. We've been having a lovely time. The characters, they've arrived in Myth Drannor with their ancient elven guide, Nesiril, who is fine. Definitely fine. Nothing wrong with them at all. They definitely weren't pretending to be too weak to talk to an elf who comes from here, despite the fact that they claim to come from here. Yeah, it's all definitely fine. Yeah. Nothing wrong there at all.
What's happening?
Nor did that lead to a humongous inter-party argument where friendships were sorely tested. No, none of that happened. It was all fine. Everything's fine now. And to quote Han Solo, how are you? Anyway, the party have entered Myth Drannor. It is still locked behind a strange shield made of a combination of a Mythalar, which is Helven high magic and a Netherese magic battery kind of thing. But we'll find out more about that as the characters get closer to it. The party were travelling through tunnels under the city and the surrounds, a bit like metro tunnels, if that helps you. And they were overrun by demons and devils, forcibly working together, carrying laser weapons and grenades. Apparently they got them from some kind of hippo person who is also in here, but more on that as the players discover more once again. Anyway, they're in Myth Drannor. They're trying to make their way to the castle Cormanthir, which is in the centre of Myth Drannor. They've just come out from the tunnels because the way was blocked by a shard of broken Netherese city, and have seen the city around them. They're currently in a street. The buildings are about 3 stories high, as described. Lots of metal work keeping the buildings together. It's all very light and very airy, like sort of early modern brutalism before it became blocks of concrete, when it was like Fan de Secle, turns of spires of iron and that sort of thing. And in the distance, you can see the crashed Netherese city that takes up a huge amount of this space, mostly in pieces, but some larger chunks. And you can probably just about make out where its impact site is. Older design pieces, swirling buttressed stonework with trees moving through it that looks more like, say, a castle than anything else you can see at the moment. But yes, the 5 of you have made your way out of the tunnels and are currently mighty cheesed off with each other. That's where we'll pick up again. What would you like to do? The city is messy, broken, out of time.
I think as we've just come up out of this hole and sort of taking everything in, I think Ildrathni is having a proper like Laura Dern in Jurassic Park kind of just. I feel like the's the music underneath as well as we're taking it all in.
The terrible version. The harmonica version.
Yeah.
Kazoo.
It's a kazoo.
And then Nate rushes in with a little selfie.
Hang on. I've got glasses. I can do this now. So as you, because he takes his glasses off really weirdly, so grabs them by the center and sort of jerks them off. Yeah. Yeah. That's a Jurassic Park really big reference for anyone who's a fan.
Also phrasing.
I enjoyed the phrasing.
I missed that entirely. Good. Anyway, the city's in front of you. It is dark, and you can see the light above this dome. The dome has kind of an unearthly glow, which gives a sort of almost street light style quality to the roads. But dusk is starting to fall. You've spent a long time traveling in the tunnels. What would everyone like to do? The city is in front of you. It is dark. There's the occasional sort of creak of abandoned metal. There's clearly some movement in various places, but you can't see anything specific that draws your eye.
Nate, did you say there was someone somewhere nearby that might be safe to have a little stop for a while? We've just been climbing for some time.
This map here says that there's just up ahead. There's a nice place we could probably be safe for, well, as long as we need, I think.
I hate to ask a pedantic question. Nate, is your map three-dimensional? Does it have the ability to show levels of the city? Because this isn't just like there's a house with a door in the front of it. This is a space where there are buildings where sometimes a building's inaccessible from like a walkway, a level up. It's a bit of a maze.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, according to the rules of the map case magic item that I have replicated, it gives a map of the area and notes about useful stuff.
Perfect. You would have to go sort of a couple hundred meters down the road and up a walkway onto a platform, the sort of a raised platform, a bit like in a mall or something similar, that goes around some of the buildings, not all of them. And you know that one of the buildings that you can see in that place is abandoned. There's nothing in there, and it looks like a relatively safe space where you could easily rest, according to your map.
Is it sort of within sight? I can point.
Bizarrely, you can point up at it and say, we're going to go down there, up there, and around there to get to it, but you can point it, and it's like maybe 50 feet-ish above you, slightly to the right.
It's just sort of up there.
Do we need to stop? I thought urgency was important.
I mean, I'm not feeling too bad, but Nesiril seems like they could do with the rest, I think.
They could, but I also don't think they feel quite as bad as they seem.
Well, it's a little bit harsh, don't you think? I am very exhausted.
You are, but we did all see you sort of faint when some elves you didn't want to talk to came along.
Are we having a pause because an explanation is due? Is that maybe more why we need to take a pause? I'm happy to do so.
It would be good now that we're up topside to get a view of the lay of the land, at least. So it would be good to do that in a safe position.
Nesiril, we didn't actually ask. Do you feel like you need a break?
I think if we take a short break, it won't do much for my exhaustion. Even on a longer one, it'll take me some longer days to recover, but...
Can I check if they're telling the truth?
Sure.
Is that insight?
Yes.
27.
They are physically exhausted. That is not pretense. They are genuinely exhausted. They're still a wily fucking piece of work, but they are also genuinely exhausted. Opening the barrier definitely took it out of them.
Okay, I just narrow my eyes and just kind of... Yep.
And they're still perched on Nate's flying disc. So then... lead the way.
All right. So I'm still pushing the floating disc, sort of like a wheelchair.
You can make your way to the walkway, head up it, cut back, one level up. Those of you that can fly, Are you just flying up, or are you walking with the others?
I'm going to have a fly.
You're going to fly?
Yeah.
Cool. You fly up, the others walk. As you walk towards the stairs that go up, you can see that these stairs, the first step appears to be slightly shorter than an average staircase in a weird sort of way, and the top one seems to flatten out strangely. Nate, you're an artificer. Give me a intelligence check. Arcana would be fine.
That's 19.
You think that at its height, this stairway might have been automated, that it might have escalated people up, so to speak.
Oh, that's clever. Hey, Nesiril, did this, used to move this staircase?
Yes, it would have done. There was magic used for all sorts in Myth Drannor. Lighting, as you saw from the tunnels, fresh air, fresh water. It was a place of many marvels.
Are we talking about the first time it was occupied or the second?
Oh, the first. The second time was very much trying to clean up the mess and then never really got very far.
Just going to run my hands along the handrail as we go up.
It's rusted and it's definitely old and breaking down. But as you run your hand over it, there is a certain amount of this is still very finely worked metal in a way that you're a forge master, you wouldn't know how to do to make it that detailed. It's not like someone's not sat at a forge and hammered this out over years. That's not a thing that's happened. There's something else going on that you don't quite understand. Probably magic. Ava, as you fly up and over the walkway, as you fly towards it, you can see that there are a couple of points along it where it sort of zips slightly, slight electrical sort of zip, 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 zip.
Interesting.
You just fly over it and land down.
I might stay hovering and see what happened when whoever's at the head of the party walked into one of the zips.
They're only over the space where the walkway opens out into the open. So they're just between on the banister between the walkway and the open air.
Then yeah, I'll land.
As you go over it, there's a faint zip, and it tries to shock you, but it's running so low on anything at all. You get a faint sort of tingling, ooh, but nothing more serious than that.
Great.
Do we see this? Does it have a visual thing? Right.
I mean, it's like a little sort of very, very gentle spike as you all walk up to Ava.
Did that hurt?
No.
It wouldn't. It was designed to scare children away from leaning over the balconies.
The society was designed devices to scare children.
No, it was designed to stop people from getting hurt.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was much more interesting for a moment.
They're not going to respond to that. On this top level, on the ground level, the houses looked somewhat like houses, somewhat like buildings. It was very hard to tell what they were because also a lot of damage and debris. On this level, because they're off ground level, some of the buildings you're walking past, there's glass, massive windows that take up almost the entirety of the front of some of these things with what look like wooden maquettes or figurines that seem to be wearing what once were quite nice clothes and are now a bit moth-eaten and worn away. As you move past the place that Nate is pointing out, the glass is intact, where on some of the others it is broken, and the door, as to where next to it, is closed.
We headed through there?
Yeah, just in there. I mean, I guess I would try the door.
As you open the door, there's a faint ding-a-ling.
Okay, must have been a shop, I suppose.
Suppose so. I'll walk inside, having a look around.
It looks like it's been ransacked. Anything that was in here has been taken or torn. It looks like it was sort of like quite a high-end clothing store. There's more of these, what we would refer to as mannequins, wearing the remains of clothes at various points. Some have been posed, not in sort of crude, awful ways, more like slightly peculiar, like there's a bunch of mannequins sat around a table. that look like they're having a conversation. Just a little bit
That's
odd.
creepy.
Just a little bit weird. Just a little bit weird.
Not like picking each other's noses or anything like dumb like that. No, having a conversation around a table.
Yeah. There is at the back a sort of what looks like a desk or bar, and on it is a strange mechanical-looking contraption that appears to be stuck to the table. And none of you would have seen a till before because people didn't have tills in the stores at this point. They would have like money boxes and stuff. This is actually a till. But yes, there's a door at the back, seems to lead into a back room, but the whole place appears to be abandoned. There's quite a thick layer of dust everywhere. You get the sense this was ransacked a long time ago.
I mean, I trust Nate's sense of picking things out, but I'm going to ping my divine sense just to be on the safe side.
Sure.
While we're in this space.
I was him to say, one of the mannequins. No. There's nothing there. It is clearly an abandoned space. If you poke your head out and look back at the other shops, it looks like this walkway ends just after this one. So this shop would have been like out of the way unless you knew you were looking for it, which means it looks like it's not somewhere that gets checked a lot or bothered a lot by people.
Very good. We'll just sort of clear a space, I guess, if that's...
Do you move the mannequins away from the table?
Maybe turn them facing away from where we're going to be.
Okay. So, what's everyone doing? Are you aiming to have a short rest, a long rest? It's up to you. Nesiril will stay sat on the... they appear to be sort of off. They appear to be off again, like not quite focused, not quite there. But Ephemeral Insight was very high. There's a certain amount of, now, what am I going to say, going on that they're sort of trying to work out the best way to talk to everyone about everything, if necessary.
It's circle time, story time with Nesiril. Sorry.
Does Ephemeral say that? Ephemeral could say that.
Oh no, actually, that is quite in character. I would just sit down and just say, so I think it's time for you to tell us a story.
Yeah.
Well, this is, all right. They get up off the, what's it called? The floating disc. And they sort of, their shoulders drop a little bit. Ildra, there's nothing about the way they're moving or behaving that would be a surprise to you at all. To the rest of you, they suddenly don't look quite as old and frail and forlorn as they usually do. It's not like a huge transformation, Kaiser Soze. It's more of a, just a little, some of the, I'm old and no threat to anyone fades away a little bit. I didn't deceive any of you. Didn't lie to any of you. We are here because I wish to return home, but Myth Drannor is not my home.
Chris, sorry, I'm going to really complicate your life right now. Nate is, again, going to subtle spell cast Detect Thoughts.
No, that's fine. This is not Neziril's home. I'll tell you if at any point they don't speak the truth or they're being evasive.
Yeah.
And the others can tell you how they are feeling if and when they want to. Or if and when you ask, frankly. That's how that spell works.
Yeah, I might, depending on things Nesiril might say or people's reactions, I might just go, what's Nate getting from that?
I don't know if all of you are aware of what happens to elves when we die.
Only vaguely.
We are born again. Our souls recycle. We are allowed to go to Arvandor, to our heaven. We are guided on the way, and then Corellon doesn't let us stay. The elves are being punished for having the temerity at one point to side with someone else. It doesn't matter. It's Lolth, but it's really, I can assure you, not my main goal. It have anything to do with Lolth. That is a world aside from my own. I couldn't care less about that. Corellin is wrong in this. It is wrong to not allow us to die and stay in our heaven. I am old enough to have seen all of my previous lives, and they are all filled with sadness and pain. Because we may never transcend, move on. We're forced to exist again and again and again on the whim of a god and a mistake thousands upon thousands of years old. I wish to change that. That is why I am here. I do wish to return home. That was not untrue. I believe from a very young age that some combination of elven high magic and Netherese magic would be the way to do this. I still truly believe that. And I know we can find that here. We can see the shield around us. In a way, interacting with it in the way that I did was reassuring. Because it means that I can interact with it. My theories are correct. It is something interactable with, if you see what I mean. So, I wish to use that power to challenge Corellin and return to my true home.
When you get there, how are you planning on persuading Corellin to let you stay?
The ancient Netherese had a propensity to poke gods. But that was just a mytholar. That wasn't enough. I think with a mythal it might be enough. I don't necessarily wish to kill Corellin, that would be gauche. I do want him to listen, and so far, I've not been able to make him listen. With that power, I think I can. If we're being honest and truthful, I am not... My memories. I am more than just an elf. I have the memories of Libella Zenereth. I have the memories of the god of death, the elven god of death. Now I am no god. Maybe I'm some kind of piece or shard of one, I don't know. I've never known. But I feel that pain of being outcast vividly, like it happened directly to me. This isn't just hyperbole and an old elf wanting to die with dignity. This is something I've been working towards my entire life. I apologize for the subterfuge. It's never my intention. I'm sure you can understand. I've never spoken those words to anybody because, well, people would think I was not quite with it. Hopefully you don't. But I am willing to answer any questions you have or apologize for any misunderstandings that may have occurred.
How do you expect to do it?
I can interact with elven high magic. I know the rituals. I know how to do it.
Aye, but there's just one of you. Elven high magic is done by at least 12 priests.
Well, I assume there are some still there. The Baelnorns must be doing something on that regard. And also, I have with me the only two people that I have ever known to have successfully joined with a mytholar and use its power.
That's a lot of hope. You think a Baelnorn, the ones that are dedicated and remove themselves from Corellian to serve Corellian and all elves, will help you chat to Corellian? The god that doesn't want his people to chat to it?
He does want us to talk to them. Just not stay once we die.
My memories of Corellin, knowing him while he was alive when I was Libellus Enerath, I have memories of them being conversant, of listening to debate, answering question. I feel if I can reach out to them, I might get more of an answer, or at least the ability to go, maybe this has gone on long enough.
She used to speak to me.
For everyone's benefit, Corellin uses all pronouns, so...
Nesiril, why did you not tell me about these other memories before we came here? I could have asked Firecloak about it.
I wouldn't have spoken to anyone about this outside of the city. That's no slight on any of you. It's, I didn't think anyone would believe me. Or help me. That's all.
You know, you still haven't told us what you aim to do to get Corellin to talk to us. And I'd be lying if I said I hadn't fallen for someone's goodwill before, telling us that they meant the best and that they were here to help everyone and, you know, make sure that everything was okay, but just failed to really mention how they were going to do that and the details of that. So, how do you think that using a myth and a mythalar and myself and Nate and a potential Baelnorn are going to actually get you to talk to your god, which you could do anyway?
You know that a mythalar functions like a battery. It holds power, yes?
Mm-hmm.
It allows for the casting of more powerful magics through it. The ability to alter reality, yes, you've experienced this.
It has a lot of clucks, and that is a trademark for calling them chickens.
The mythal allows not just for the alteration of reality, the mythal and the casting of a mythal and the using of a mythal allows for intervention. Divine in nature, it is a divine magic. It is something that we can use to directly pierce into Arvindor, to speak to Corellin directly, not through intermediaries, not through plaintive mortal pleading, but as equals.
So you want to burn a hole through time and space to get to your heaven that has been locked off for you, and you want to go into Arvindor unannounced and talk to Corellin.
It's one way of putting it, yes.
Okay, and once you're on the other side, that it? Job's over?
I have no need for my self-preservation. I'm not long for this world anyway. This is my last chance.
Aren't you the one getting us out again?
Well, if I have the power that we speak of, it wouldn't be too difficult to, I mean, as a thought, make sure the 5 of you are survived.
I still have 2 questions that you haven't answered, one rather greater than the other. Let's start with the small one. Why did you not want those rather gullible elves to recognize you? What were you afraid of?
Because they wouldn't recognize me. I'm not from here.
But they didn't recognize us either. What's special about you?
All it would have taken was one of you saying, "We're here with Nesiril. You must know Nesiril. They're from here, don't you?" Beyond that, I want to get to the castle as quickly as possible with as little fuss as possible. All of these different factions and interactions don't interest me.
Second question. In this great plan of yours, how exactly are you planning on repaying your debt? Because it sounds to me like once you do it, you're not coming back to help me. And it also sounds like you need this book study to be able to affect it.
Book?
What, Anton, his style of magic, he doesn't
Oh, I see.
have any, he just reads it.
I don't know exactly what's going to happen when the Mythal and the Mythalar interact and give me the ability to do this. I know that when you are connected to a Mythalar, thought becomes reality. I am aware that I made Eldrathni a promise that I intend to keep. I am aware that I have made you a promise that I intend to keep. I intend to keep all of these. I also feel a certain amount of... I don't know if I am a god or not. I don't think I am. But if I am, or I have the ability to interact with Libellus in any way, there is someone who can also affect the changes that you asked.
That's a lot of ifs, and I don't like a lot of ifs. I want to attune to this Mythalar as well. I don't trust any of you to do it for me.
I have no problem with that.
Is it possible?
I
Do you
would
need
presume.
Anton's books?
I mean, like, I've done it, and you know what? If I've done it, I don't see why anybody else can't.
You spent some time in study, didn't you?
I mean, a little bit, but it never really agreed with me.
It is a matter of will, I believe.
Oh, well, that won't be a problem then.
Assuming the plan to punch a hole into Arvindor succeeds, do you envision this being an open portal or a two-way street? What happens if anything that is in here can get in?
Sounds fun.
Arvindor is a realm of gods. This is a city of mortals. There is nothing in here that can challenge them truly, unless it has the power of the Mythalar and Mythal. None of
Like
those.
you would.
I need to be able to stand on level footing to be able to say my piece, Eldrathni. I have memories and words that are not my own. Memories of a past where I stood up to Corellin and said, "This is wrong." And he didn't listen. And I want the opportunity to do it again, even though it wasn't me who did it. Because I believe it is my soul that is doing this again. I'm sorry, I understand that to a certain extent there is some faith required here, and you have no reason to give me any at all. But that is mine.
All right. What is the worst case scenario? What will you do if it fails?
Die. I will die anyway. I am very old. I'm held together by spit sawdust and a couple of good charmed twinkles. At some point, it won't matter whether it's in combat with something I cannot defeat or simply from becoming too exhausted to carry on. I will die.
You die, you are reborn. Eventually you start to remember this. Will you try again?
I have to hope that the next incarnation, whatever it is, will remember and decide to act upon it. But we're not supposed to act on our past memories. It is supposed to be taboo, something that we dream of when we are children or when we are very old. I've dreamed of it my entire life.
I think we're far beyond the realms of taboo here, darling.
Understood.
Do you think you've tried before?
I have memories of trying before.
How far did you get?
They're not pages in a book I can turn. They come unbidden.
Of course.
Sometimes close, sometimes not close at all, as far as I can tell.
I guess for Nate's benefit, I mean, Ildrathni's mind has been racing through this whole conversation, trying to figure out what she thinks of everything, whether they believe them or not. Yeah.
Okay.
If she goes silent now, it's literally just trying to figure out, what do I do with all of this information?
I have one really specific insight check I'd like to make, if that's all right.
Sure.
Ava is pretty confident that their lovely speech about just speaking and pleading my case as equals, they're going to kill Corellin. Ava wants to know if that's just her knowledge of people's character or if actually she can detect any of that.
Sure.
26.
Their first instinct is to talk, but there is enough passion and fervour behind their words that if talking didn't work, action might be required.
Great. For Nate's benefit, Ava is on board with whatever Nesiril wants and is here for this. She is suddenly feeling more loyal to them than to any of you.
Does that include Ephemera? Yeah.
Right now, and potentially only right now, yes.
Maybe it's maybe too deep. I thought. Is that because of Ava's past experience with gods?
Do you want to push?
No.
You can probably extrapolate pretty well, given what Ava has said, that someone who has the power to break into the heavenly realm and kill a god.
I think it's more of a, that doesn't surprise me.
I think it's definitely fair to say you sense no sense of personal beef with Corellin. It's the concept and how she can use it that is the thing that's got her on board.
Yeah, I think,
If you're okay with it, I think how I would define this, we didn't need to roll for it because we talked it through, but would be, am I smart enough to understand from what Ava has said in the past to go click, 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 ding, without pushing any deeper? Then I would have allowed an intelligence check, but you didn't need it because you as players went, I'm okay if you know that, so it was covered. All good.
She's not a subtle lady.
And since we're talking about it then, I think how are Ephemera and Anton feeling?
Ephemera has a big mess of jumbled thoughts at the moment. Like, they're going very, very quickly. But the crux of it is probably feeling very small and insignificant and a kind of, but what about the other people? I don't think you're considering the whole picture here, and just kind of feeling sorry for herself a little bit. But there's a lot of very fast thoughts going that are just a bit confused.
Okay. Thanks.
Anton's listening mainly, and then occasionally a voice will talk about needing to keep it for themselves and that they need to kill Ava. Ava can't be allowed to have this. And then Anton's voice says something along the lines of, I think I'm going to die. And then it's very still after that. And then he looks over at Ephemera and out loud would say, Ephemera, you haven't said anything. Where do you stand on this?
Which part?
Well, apparently, we're going to go potentially break into a heaven, confront a god that's set down divine rules, and I'm sure we'll be completely happy with that, and potentially give, and then I'll look at Ava, your friend, the power to do that as well. just upsetting the balance of the universe. Regular Tuesday.
The thing about the balance of the universe, though, is that within it exists the power to unbalance it. So that, by its very nature, must also be part of the balance.
You know what happens when a god dies?
I know, but I'm sure you're going to tell me.
I don't have to if you don't want to.
No, I'd like to know. Sorry, sometimes I can sound snarky, and I don't mean to.
No, I was the same when I was studying. When a god dies, something takes its place at all times. And that's not always immortal. Sometimes there's other gods, and they'll kind of look at Nesiril and other beings, and they'll look at Ava, that will get there first, and they're not the ones that you always think will be there. Sometimes it works out well, sometimes it doesn't. So, where do you stand on that?
It's quite a big thing to form an opinion about on the spur of a moment. I kind of feel like we all need to sit down and have a think. Because I'm feeling a little bit overloaded. Is anyone else feeling overloaded?
Aye. And Anton's going to get up and walk out.
Front or back door?
Front door.
Out onto the balcony.
Yeah.
Can you... What's your passive perception?
Anton's?
Yeah.
Dog shit. I think it's only a 15, maybe a 16. Give me a sec.
Oh, we're level 13. What's your
it's a 16.
Oh, it's dog shit. It's 16. Stepping out, night has started to fall. This bluey-green glow does suffuse the sky. It obviously never gets completely dark here anymore. You can hear some voices and movement down in the street, and you can see a couple of the demons and devils with the body armor just sort of snuffling around, looking at stuff. They don't look up at you. They don't notice you at all. They're not looking above that because they don't think in 3 dimensions. Why would they? So they are just moving around the space below. That's all you see at this point in time.
I think I'll just hang off the edge of the balcony without getting zapped.
Mm-hmm. You have to lean out pretty far to get zapped.
Okay.
It's for kids. Inside the shop.
Ava has just...
Oh, Nat, are you muted?
No, Nat just spoke very quietly and then it didn't.
Oh.
Sorry, Nat, do you want to...
I was just going to say Eldrathni is just sort of leaning on their hammer, looking kind of a bit lost in thought. So...
Ava is exasperated by the fact we are waiting, apparently, and is just going to find a patch of wall, sit, and, wait for people to get their basic personal needs out the way so we can carry on with the thing. And really hope that there's not going to be a little kumbaya session.
I think the Detect Thoughts is still up and you get all of that, Nate.
Oh, that's the point. If Detect Thoughts is up, Nate, what you got from Anton's, big important warning...
Oh, yeah.
Ava had not thought beyond defeat Kalimvor.
Mm-hmm.
Anton's "but things will fill the void" makes Ava go for the first time. I could do that.
Anton meant the Hag Queen.
Yeah, but Ava had never stopped to think, and what she heard was sometimes mortals can do it.
No, I just mean for the Detect Thoughts. For Anton's Detect Thoughts, yeah. He was thinking, he was like, oh, he's gonna say this, and Ava's gonna think it's her, but it's not. It's all the things that have sovereignty over.
I know that Ava doesn't know this, but as a player, please can you tell me whose voice it was? Was it the Hag Queen's going, kill Ava? Or is that okay?
I was a little cheeky with that.
Just checking.
So I was like, when I was describing the voice, it was like basic.
Just checking.
It's Lorraine.
Just checking because I wouldn't put it past you.
Nate would recognise.
Yeah. Sorry, Rebecca. Yes, Nate would recognise Lorraine's voice because it's Anton's voice, just more snark and more like Evil.
Manipulative, yeah.
It's a slightly skeletal version of Anton's voice. You fools! Sorry.
Okay.
Deal with that.
Said it was complicating your life. Clearly, I was just complicating my own life by casting detect thoughts.
Last time there were a lot more conflicting things. This time it was basically we're all in a room chatting. It's quite easy.
Yeah.
Nesiril is sat on the floor. They're sat cross-legged. They will have entered reverie almost without noticing that they have, and are doing what they always do in reverie and having strange conversations with themselves or others that aren't there. They were very exhausted. But they are, for the time being, completely defenseless. Just letting you all know that.
Wow.
I'm going to walk up to them and cast Greater Restoration to get rid of one of the levels of exhaustion. Not say anything.
Do they notice? How do you cast Greater Restoration?
I think
A little tickle behind the ear.
Ooh, you feel a bit better. No, she just walks up, kneels down beside them, and just places a hand on their shoulder. And again, it's that sort of that warmth of the fire magic that a lot of her magic sort of feels flamey, and it sort of trickles through. And that's it. She won't say anything.
As you put a hand on their shoulder and start casting the spell and the warmth washes over them, they'll put a hand on your hand. They won't say anything. They'll just put it there.
I'm going to stay kneeling next to them. Cast silence on myself, because I'm wary that there are things around. And they're just going to sing.
None of us can hear it. It just looks like it'll just got the mouth open in strange ways. I'm sure it's very important to point. Is it a particular song?
Yeah, it's something elven, operatic.
Religious or secular? We've had this question before.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. Ildrathni is not sort of a cleric in the practicing priest of a church sort of way. So it's secular in the same way that some of the operas that deal with matters of religion are secular. So there is a hint of that religious right about it, but it's definitely more. So, you'd see it at the theatre than sing it in a temple.
Yeah, Mozart's Requiem. Yeah.
I was imagining When I Am Laid in Earth, Dido and Aeneas.
Ah, yeah.
Don't know it, but sure.
Oh, it's pretty. I will send it to you.
Cool. None of you can hear that, but you can see that Ildrathni appears to be singing.
I think Nate would probably go outside to talk to Anton.
Reckon. As you step outside, it was completely silent for a second, and suddenly, it's noise. Anton is leaning out over the balcony. On the street below, Anton, you can choose what to do with this if you like. The demons scurry off on one way down a road, and the road you are on does have a T-junction in it where the hole in the floor is that you climbed out of. You see 5 what look like shadows with humanoid features sort of breathe their way along the street. They don't notice you again, and are just making their way the same direction the demons and devils went. Mm-hmm. You just see that happen. Just going to pass that on to you. You can do what you want with it.
I know what that is because of my knowledge of Netherese seeds. So would Anton. Cool.
They're shades.
Yeah.
Shadowy remains of humanoid intent. the city of Thultanthar that crashed here was known as Shade. They were big into that stuff. The two of you are out there. You'd have to speak in whisper, obviously, because you are
I was going to say
a dangerous place.
Yes. So, we'd be whispering.
You're welcome to talk normally on stream. It's fine.
Yeah. I think by this point, the detect thoughts is probably worn off. It's only 10 minutes. So at first, we'd just kind of like go over on the railing next to Anton and kind of watch what Anton's watching for a minute. And then eventually, kind of, how are you doing there?
Not happy.
Yeah, sorry if things got a bit hectic back there, and I didn't want to like tell everyone, but I kind of did a like little poke around of Nesiril's thoughts when we were with that bunch down in the tunnels, and well, it's been a sort of enlightening experience, to be honest. I felt I had to just like act in the moment. I didn't really have a chance to explain myself. Sorry.
I understand.
And
so, what did you find out?
Well, I mean, it's probably not a surprise that he's not quite as... It's probably not a surprise that they're more with it than they make out to be. They definitely got some plans. They know what they're doing. Or at least they think they do. And for what it's worth, like, you should probably know as well, actually, that I was doing the same thing during all that in there. And I mean, none of that seemed like lies, not from their point of view. But I really don't think they have a very clear idea of how they're gonna get their point across. They just think they'll have all this power and they'll be able to get it done. And I mean, maybe they're right.
It's like saying maybe I was right.
Maybe you were.
You spent the last few months telling me I wasn't.
No, but I'm just one person. I think you weren't. But I'm not a god, and even gods are wrong about stuff all the fucking time.
You know what I hate, Nate?
What's that?
I hate being lied to. It's fucked me way too many times. And what I really, really hate is feeling responsible for people's lives when they die. And I know that there's a part of me that doesn't, that let that go and did some heinous shit. You know, it'd be too easy to be like her. Way too easy.
But you know?
Aye, but maybe I'm wrong.
I don't think so.
So, tell you what. If there's one wild card With that ephemera. I have no fucking clue what she's gonna do.
Yeah, I mean, she's definitely the most unpredictable one, I would say. I'm not sure the scariest, but unpredictable.
I don't know. Unpredictable's pretty scary. More scary than making a show of it, anyway. What have we done? Down to laughs, genuinely.
Roll a stealth check.
It's not like a loud laugh. It's just a little chuckle. He's not like. It's like
you're on thin ice.
No, I'm saying he laughs genuinely.
No, it's fine.
It's not a fake laugh.
No roll required, but you're on thin ice.
On the edge of a balcony.
Quite.
I don't know, but tell you what, I'm gonna go start studying. If we're gonna do this, then I want to be a bit book smart. Make sure my book study's alright. And he's gonna get up and go inside and talk to Nesiril.
Okay.
Does Ava look approachable?
As approachable as she ever does. She's not brooding, she's just bored.
Then Ephemera will, for 15 minutes, just pointedly look away and then slowly just start edging over just to see if...
I'm so sorry.
And before you know it, she's right next to you, not saying anything, just... So, hear any good stories lately?
No. I had a bet with myself it would take you another 10 minutes to crack.
Damn. I could have held out longer.
It's alright, I know you will next time.
How long was it this time?
I think it was your longest yet. Felipe was looking very forlorn.
I missed you.
I've been here the entire time.
Yes, but I missed being friends for the 20 minutes we weren't.
We weren't friends for 20 minutes?
I thought you hated me.
You need to stop doing this.
Doing what?
I can disagree with you without hating you.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I've seen you attack people for less than a disagreement.
I didn't say if I disagree with you, I automatically don't hate you. Just you specifically, we can end up on different sides of a problem. And that doesn't mean I'm going to... Did you actually think I was going to kill you? Come on.
No,
You're making me sound like Anton
Sorry.
thinks I am.
Okay, that's fair. How are you doing?
Fine. Bored. Would like us to actually go on this adventure and actually do the exciting things we were promised. There's a lot of people having feelings. I'm very, very tired of people's feelings.
Unfortunately, I too am having some feelings.
Okay, would you like to talk about them?
Yes.
Then I am here to listen and affirm.
Okay, I don't know when the last time I really did this, so...
I mean, would you like to make a confession or just talk?
No, I guess... I I wanted to see if I should feel bad about being dead and if that should be something that I want to fix.
Right, that was not where I thought this conversation was going.
And then I also wanted to check on you because you seemed very set on becoming a god for a moment there.
That's nothing. That's fine. We had a conversation when we first had the Wand of Orcus about maybe seeing if we could make you alive again. And you decided that was not something you wanted at all. Has that changed?
I don't think so, but everyone is talking about these coming back to life and not being able to die as if such an absolutely terrible thing.
Yeah.
It's just got me all confused because I was under the impression that things happen. That's nature. People die, people come back, and there's nothing inherently good or bad about it. But everyone seems to be talking like it's this big dramatic thing.
The thing you are missing there, Femme, is that everyone else is dust, and they do not matter in the slightest. If you are happy being you, as you should be, because you are spectacular exactly the way you are, then you stay being you, and anyone who makes you feel bad for that we will deal with. You do not change who you are because some small, cowardly people can't handle it. Do you understand me?
So we shouldn't help the elves.
Okay, now I'm lost.
Because their whole thing is that they want to be able to die properly, which is what they're saying is bad because they can't die.
I think probably generalizing sweepingly about what an entire community of people want about death
Please don't.
is maybe that way lies error. I think Nesiril would like to ascend to potential godhood. I think the relative morality of that is frankly dull, whereas what is concrete is what we can get out of that exchange if we help. I want what they're offering enough to help them do what they wish. And frankly, I quite admire their gumption and the crying about morals is just a shield weak people put up to prevent themselves from having to make hard choices.
Okay.
I don't think we need a conversation about whether reincarnation or heaven is the best possible choice. It doesn't matter. What matters is power and who has it, and this is a way for us to have it.
Okay. Are you not worried about what Anton was talking about the filling the void and anything else that could use you, for example, as a conduit?
I have a suspicion that Nesiril is planning to fill that void themselves. And to be honest, I hadn't really thought in terms of Kelemvor beyond Kelemvor just not being Kelemvor anymore. I don't enormously care after that, because either it will be something that suits us or we'll be dead. Both of those things are fine.
I'm not sure I fully trust Nesiril to assume a position of godhood, to be perfectly honest with you.
But again, either so will we, or we will have the ear of one, albeit the right hand of one, or we'll be dead. And wouldn't you rather have someone in power who is openly, completely transparently unscrupulous and selfish, rather than someone who masquerades pretending to want the greater good and to help people, but you know despite that they are going to serve themselves and their interests and hurt other people under the name of sanctimonious morality? They're all as bad as each other. Nesiril at least will be honest about it. Honest about their dishonesty.
You can't be honest about dishonesty.
I think that's exactly what they've just done. They've openly said they've lied to us, we shouldn't really trust them, and they'll do what they have to do to achieve their aims. I trust that is the case. Someone like Eldrathni, for example, much scarier because she has some core of deep-rooted prejudice that she calls morality, and I think that will spur her on to do many more evil and dangerous things than it would if she let it all go.
Why are people so hung up on the concept of morality?
Because they like to pretend that they care and that they're good people and that their actions matter.
What if they do
what's
care?
best? No one does. That's impossible.
I'll have a think about what you said. We'll circle back to it.
If
I
we
feel
must.
like there's been a lot of information today. And I don't want to jump to any hasty conclusions.
Just remember, we've spent our entire time together with me hopefully making you feel that you don't have to submit to what anyone else wants for you. That goes for me as well. This is what I'm doing. You are free to make your own choice.
Go ahead now.
Silent spell only lasts 10 minutes.
Just in the middle of the conversation. Oh.
Ildra knows when it's going to come down. We'll have got all the singing out of the way.
I think it's fair to say that these two would have had that conversation up until the point when the silence spell ended.
Ava doesn't really care if any of them overhear, I think, so it's up to Evie when we would have stopped.
Yeah, Ephemera doesn't particularly care either, to be perfectly honest.
Then let's say that Ildra and Nesiril, not really paying attention, caught the tail end of that. And Anton came back in, so probably caught the tail end of that too. Nate, you're still outside. Are you heading back in as well, or are you staying on the veranda?
Yeah, I think I'm heading back in.
Cool. Then in which case you're all inside. That's fine. Then you all caught the tail end of that.
As just gonna shake his head, confused, like just oh god, and then walk over to Nesiril.
Just sad. Okay, good. No one actually cares. Good, right.
Empathy is a lie, doopy-doopy-doo.
Who hurt you? Oh, I know exactly who hurt you. Good, right, okay. No, you walk over to Nesiril, who is sort of half asleep, and Eldrathni's still next to them, I think. You haven't gone anywhere, have you?
No, I'm trying to decide how much of the tail end of that I heard.
Oh, I think you did. I think you
How
heard
much
it.
did we hear?
I'm going to say as much as you want to do, because I think that's what Rebecca wants, so there you go.
I don't really remember what
I
the
don't
end
like
was.
stirring
I remember the whole conversation. I don't really remember what the end was.
Let's just say you heard the whole conversation and are now as sad as I'm feeling. Not Nesiril, Chris. Is feeling. Oh, love and empathy is a lie.
I'll leave you to have your conversation with Nesiril, but I think before, as Anton is coming in and we've overheard the end of that, Eldrathni will get up, walk to go out onto the balcony as well, like just crossing paths. But
It's the smoking balcony. We've all been at parties. You'll know what it is.
But walking past Ava will sort of turn. You've made a lot of assumptions about me and my level of sanctimoniousness in the last... since you've met me. You didn't like so much that we made assumptions about you. Maybe you ought to consider doing the same the other way. I was never a practicing priest, so you can stop projecting whatever it is from the people you knew onto me.
Stop living up to my assumptions
I've
and
walked
maybe
away.
we'll talk again.
And I walk away.
You still heard it.
Yeah.
Anton in the back like...
Okay. Eldrathni, you are notoriously not good at being stealthy. Can you roll me a stealth check, please, as you walk out onto the balcony?
Sure.
You are in a hostile city full of horrible things. I will remind you again that this is a thing.
Sure.
Can I, as Eldrathni walks out, just point a finger at her back? A message. Whatever you need to tell yourself to sleep at. Oh, no, wait, you don't.
Hot damn. Okay, yeah, of course you can. I can't stop you. It's your choice.
Do I respond to messages or do I just hear
You
them?
can respond to that message.
God.
Didn't sleep even before, darling.
Dear God, the two of you need to just learn to let someone else have the last words.
I'm not. I have one in my head and I'm not doing it because my word plot needs to happen.
Message.
Well, it's a 7.
As you go for the door, you realize where you are and your foot treads heavy and you go, maybe this isn't a good idea. I'm giving you that.
Thanks. Yeah, sure. Fine. We'll just sort of put the hammer down, lean in the doorway. I just want to take in the view for a bit.
Fine. Anton, you were going to talk to Nesiril, who is in the equivalent of Elven Sleep.
Anton's going to sit next to them and just poke them. Excuse me. Would you mind thank you. We're back.
Who are you?
My name's Anton Rain. I'm helping you currently with the Mythal.
Yes. Sorry.
No, don't be. It's fine. You're going through a lot. Sure.
Oh, yes. You're the one with all of the clones. Yes. Yes.
Sure.
But you weren't called Anton last time we spoke. You were called something else. What were you called? No, sorry. Anton. My apologies. Oh.
Right. Sure.
I don't know why that would bother you at all.
We need to start work.
Do we?
Yes.
Well, how can I help?
You want to get to the Mythalar as fast as possible, potentially using a Beelmorn, which I don't think is the best idea, and potentially using Eva, which you've agreed to, which again, I don't think is the best idea, but here we are. Let's do some work. In terms of Elven High Magic, what are the basics and how can I start working on them?
Well, I'm not going to do a lot of very boring, this is how the weave works conversation. Where, as you've already said before, because you know this, Niall, magic takes from the weave to use it in the real world. Elven High Magic works in tandem with the weave to alter the world. So it's a completely different way of looking at magic. Nesiril can walk you through some of the finer points of what they picked up in their years of study, because they have studied Elven High Magic. I will say that you can now count yourself as... Remember that check you had to do on the Elven High Magic as you went through the wall and you were inexperienced, so you had to roll it with disadvantage? Yes, we're on the same page. Yeah. You wouldn't need to roll with disadvantage anymore.
Okay, cool.
You now have a working understanding of some of the principles of Elven High Magic. You could join in other people's magic rituals, but you couldn't cast them yourself.
Sweet. I would like to attempt, if we do have any downtime, to continue those conversations as much as possible. Just letting you know as a DM, just to continue to try to increase that chance of having a better luck with what's going to happen. Put that book smart to good use.
How is that rankling you? I don't understand. Okay, right.
It's not rankling me. It's rankling Anton.
That's fair. Okay, then in which case, that's great. You can have a long rest, everybody, unless anyone has anything else they want to do during the build-up or set up from that rest in any way. No? Good.
If we're long resting, then I'll need to do Ephemera's armor again. If she'll let me.
Ephemera, what do you allow? Yes, good.
Please, by all means. Make me strong.
Make me strong.
Ava's genuinely anxious that either Anton or Eldrathni are going to murder her in her sleep. Is there some kind of penalty to impose on a very, is anyone going to kill me? Night sleep.
Brilliant.
I made a choice with this character, and I am seeing it through.
If you ask, Ephemera will guard you.
Because Ephemera doesn't sleep.
As long as I didn't want to insist. Yeah, she will. I haven't made many friends necessarily.
I've noticed.
Yeah. If that, I have no problem with outward conflict, just ideally not a quick hammer in the face while I'm asleep. Do you mind keeping an eye if you're going to stay up as usual?
If someone tries to hammer you to the face in their sleep, in your sleep rather?
In their sleep, that's impressive.
Oh, that's different. Then the blow will never go down. It will be their last.
You are the best friend anyone could ever ask for. Thank you very much.
Great. Anyone else wants to do anything to make sure they don't die during the long rest? I'm just...
I'd like to legend lore Elven High Magic as much as possible. I can do it 3 times, so might as well do it whilst I've got it. Just before I go to bed.
Okay. if you keep quizzing Nesiril during long rests, if there are any more, we'll assume there might be one or two. Yeah, and
I think it's like self-study kind of thing as well.
And if you're using legend lore, I will say that your knowledge of Elven high magic becomes better than what Nesiril knows your knowledge of Elven high magic to be, which could be important later. We'll cross that bridge later now, if that's okay.
No, completely fine. I'm just doing it. And that's what you do in character. You waste that time doing it.
You are delving into something that is slightly, again, religious and taboo, but you are finding out a lot of information about Elven high magic that wouldn't be common knowledge. So you'll be picking up on things that people don't know about, and we'll cross that bridge in-game when we get to it. Okay.
I imagine it's beyond him a little as well.
If you're doing 3 legend laws a day and talking to someone who knows how to cast it, I think you're probably getting quite a good working knowledge of it.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. We'll work that out later. Cool. I will ask again, is everyone going down for a long rest and just going to sleep?
Get my knife and cut my beef with it.
During the exchange of like working on Ephemera's armor or like handing it back to her, we'll definitely be like, well, I'm not going to smash her in the face with a hammer during the night, but it's right there if you ever change your mind.
I didn't think you were, but thank you for letting me know that there's a ready weapon.
Love it. Love it.
Just whilst legend loring. Ha!
Press the long rest button. We're going to go to break. All right. Thank you, everyone. After the long rest, assuming that no one kills each other in their sleep, we will pick up on the next day in Myth Drannor. Yay! Everything's fine.
It's always sunny in Myth Drannor.
We are delighted to be sponsored by HeroForge. HeroForge offers fully customizable tabletop minis with dozens of fantasy species and thousands of parts to choose from. You can see all of the minis that we designed for this stream in the overlay, and they animate when we enter the combat, so look out for that. HeroForge are fantastic, so do check out the Pro membership where you can get premium access to features ahead of time, and beta access to things, and all sorts of cool stuff that just makes your life a lot easier. And you can check them out at heroforge.com.
We are delighted to be sponsored by Ultra Pro. They make accessories for D&D, Magic the Gathering, and more. My favourite part of the collection are their figurines of adorable power. Here is their gazer. They also make other things such as deck boxes if you play Magic the Gathering. You can find all of Ultra Pro stuff at ultrapro.com.
Hey friends, check out our new sponsor, Phoenix Dice, for a carefully curated menagerie of click-clack math rocks for your delectation. Check out their entire selection at phoenixdice.com, and just so you know, Phoenix Dice are all about living gloriously in the worlds of tabletop games and sustainably in this one, which means their dice are working to be recycled, their packaging is recycled, the dice are made of sustainable materials. It's all great stuff. You should definitely get involved. You can also join us today in chat with a chance to be in a raffle and win some Phoenix Dice of your own. Just put !dice into chat and you'll be in with a chance to win.
We are proud to be sponsored by Alchemy RPG. Reimagine your gaming experience with Alchemy. They're focused on creating immersive, cinematic experiences everywhere you interact with tabletop role-playing games. playing a game, creating a world, streaming, watching live games, discovering new content. Look at all the cool stuff that they are doing there. You can use environmental motion art, scene-based music, seamless character management to run your games over the internet, with upcoming features including homebrew content, streaming overlays, and spectator mode. So go and check out alchemyrpg.com.
We're delighted to be supported by Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, a Dungeons & Dragons strategy video game that brings together D&D characters from novels, adventures, and multiple live streams into a single grand adventure. Select your heroes and formation and battle through waves of monsters for free on PC, phone, PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch. You can pop exclamation code into chat for a free Electrum test.
We are also supported by Warriors of Waterdeep. Take your team of warriors on a quest spanning the Forgotten Realms, all on your mobile. Power up your teams with items, work with your guild to defeat hordes of enemies, and test your mettle in the arena. And to make all of that work, you need gems. As we frequently say, the hunt for gems is real. Pop !WOW gems into chat for a link to collect free gems and get yourself that nice sword you've been looking at, or revive your heroes against a deadly foe. Download link !Warriors of Waterdeep in chat.
We're delighted to be supported by Neverwinter. In Neverwinter, explore and defend one of the most beautiful cities from Dungeons & Dragons' Forgotten Realms campaign setting as it rises from the ashes of destruction. Epic stories, action combat, and classic role-playing await those heroes courageous enough to enter the fantastic world of Neverwinter. Neverwinter is completely free to play, so set yourself up an account today and pop !NW gift into chat for a link to a free gift.
Check out our supporters at D&D Beyond, your guide to digital D&D. Make character sheets online, share them in a campaign, and track all of those tasty little stats in one easy place. You can use the Beyond app to track your characters on the go. You can also use their encounter tracker and archive monsters to run any smooth combat thing. You know what I'm saying. You're a DM. You've done this before. You know D&D Beyond is the place to go. You can also check out our character sheets with an ! characters in Twitch chat below.
Check out our wonderful supporters Elderwood Academy, who make beautiful bespoke gaming-themed gear, including hex chest dice boxes, spellbook deck boxes disguised as bespoke ancient arcane tomes, and scroll and codex dice tower and rolling tray pairings. Make your own with their online designer at elderwoodacademy.com. And welcome back to everyone waking up and everyone still being alive. Just making sure. Yeah? Yeah?
I assume
I
so.
took my knife and I ate my breakfast with it.
Oh, good. Oh, I'm glad. Ildrathni doesn't sleep. Ephemera doesn't sleep. Nesiril only sleeps for 4 hours. So the two of you plus Nesiril will be aware of the night passing. If it's a full 8 hours, because it was only basically dusk by the time you lot were starting to go to sleep, it's still relatively dark out. But you can start seeing that early morning light where the sky starts to go from deep black to like slightly darker blue and is starting to come up. There's no bird or animal sound because there doesn't seem to be any in here. But if you all start moving and rising, then the three of you who sleep the full 8 hours will slowly start to wake and rise. Nesiril will create food and water again for everybody. So there is food for those that eat.
We'll have at some point during the night, I reckon, obviously Ildrathni regularly as ritual will have done the same, like fixing, polishing the armor kind of thing. But
Sure.
while it was off, would have maybe stepped out onto the balcony to like just want to look, take things in. I know it's nighttime, so would be difficult, but you suggested there was some magical light.
Yeah, the shield, the Mythalar dome, still does create artificial light. That means it's still relatively well lit. Is that like during everyone else's sleep cycle, or are you waiting until everyone else is long rested?
It would probably be during the night, when knowing that Ephemera and Nesiril are also about kind of keeping actual watch over the sleepers.
Mm-hmm. You know what I'm going to ask for, no?
What? But his armor is off, being stealthy, just like not making a
If the
light.
armor is off, you are welcome to roll a stealth check without disadvantage.
Would you like a pass without trace?
I don't think she would have asked.
No, I don't think so either. I thought I'd offer.
Cool.
Maybe we'll just stand in the doorway again.
Nah, I'm so sorry, but you made this character.
Fine. That's fine.
Cool. Then in which case you can stand in the doorway and look out. If you open the door and look out, people are being quiet and sleeping, so you don't feel like that would be a huge breaking of noise and that sort of thing. Although you do have to... you do open the door, there's a tiny little ding-a-ling, and there's no bell. It's all magical. So
I was on about the back door over the balcony.
the back door doesn't overlook the balcony. Do you want to go to the back door? The balcony's at the balcony. The walkway on the front.
The front door.
Yeah.
What
Look at the back door. You can look at the back door. No one's looked in the back yet.
Okay.
You find a rocket launcher.
You don't have your armor on, it's fine.
If you carefully open the back door and peek inside, there's a storeroom in the back. There's another, like, boxes. There's no light in here at all. It's basically pitch black. But if you open the door and some of the light from the front comes through, because there's light outside and it shines through the massive window in the front.
I've got dark vision anyway.
Cool. There is another door at the back of the storeroom.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go and open it?
Sure.
Okay. You head for the back door and open it. And at the back, there is... It's like you can see that there's other buildings around, but it's like a sort of centralized... It's like a square inside the block. Mm-hmm. And you can see the sky above you, and you can see the light from the shield above you. And there are various corrugated iron walkways that seem to all go down from these buildings, the fire escapes. And you're at the back of this space. You can't see much of the city from here. It's very enclosed, but you are outside.
Fair enough. Was after review, so if there's nothing, we'll have a little listen, have a little look around. If there's anything interesting, then sure, but otherwise we'll probably just leave it at that.
What's in the box?
It's relatively quiet. There's not a huge amount of noise, or you can't hear animals or creatures or anything like that. It appears that if there are movements or noises, they appear to be the wind moving something, or slight rustling and slight creaking and that sort of thing. You don't see any other creatures or anything like that. It's surprisingly quiet. You think you hear in the distance, like, screaming. Then it stops.
Standard city. Good. Can I, any kind of like, without properly poking around, any sort of like insight check on like, it's difficult, right? Like, I don't think there is a bar of like, does this feel normal for this city I've never been to?
You don't know, you've never been here.
Exactly. Yeah, never mind. Fine, we'll leave it at that and head back in.
Sure, you can.
Sometime around dawn, just before people start waking, I suppose you just get a voice in your head saying, "I have a gift for you when you're ready." And that's to Ildrathni, by the way.
And you're making big cauldron.
Yeah.
Sure.
Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Have this potion made of moss. Good, right.
That doesn't rhyme, Chris.
When it comes to rhymes, Chris is at a loss.
No way. Anyway, you can all wake up together, keeping relatively quiet. That's totally fine. There will be food. Nesiril will create food and water so everyone has food, if they need it or want it. Any discussions over breakfast? Any plans being made?
Will have thanked Ephemera for the potion.
Mm-hmm. Anton will have like sidled up to Ildrathni over food and probably just like casually kind of turned his back to everyone else and like whilst eating just be like, just want to check that did you know, you didn't seem to know about what Neziril's plans were, and I mean like, are you still want to do this?
That elvish breakfast soup.
Like, I imagined it was just like really milky porridge.
Oh.
Are you eating with your knife again?
Yeah. That's why it's extra difficult. That's why he has to like...
Oh dear.
I didn't know the full extent of the plan. I had an inkling. I knew they wanted to get back here. I think deep down I knew that this wasn't their home in the way that they said it was, but it's a funny thing. I've made a lot of terrible decisions. I also used to think of myself as a terrible judge of character. Case in point.
Oh. Sorry.
Starting to wonder if I'm not, though.
What do you mean?
I'm starting to wonder if I know exactly who people are. And I still go along with them anyway. Because deep down, I believe I don't deserve any better. Because I've spent my entire life knowing that whatever I do, ultimately it won't be good enough for them.
Anton puts a hand on Ildrathni's like pauldron and looks you dead in the eye and says, you are good enough.
Thank you. It's been a lifetime. I'm over 300 years old. I've spent the majority of that in worship to Corellin. And there's part of me that always will. That will always yearn for their love. And I know I have it. New. I had it. The last couple of years have been a bit shaky. I've been immensely grateful to Firecloak for taking me into his arms and helping me. But the point still remains that every elf knows that no matter how good they are, and again, I'm not necessarily, despite what Ava may believe, the most pious of elves. But the whole concept of no matter what you do, you're never allowed to stay in heaven. You'll never be deemed good enough by him. If there's a possibility to sit down and have a proper chat about it.
You know, I like to think in other points of thought a lot. I like to mull those over for quite a lot of time. And I suppose being over 300 years old, my measly 24 years probably doesn't seem like that long. But a lot of those thought processes want to be like you, want to live forever, want to be a bit like Ephemera, want to be a bit like Ava. And all this good and bad, talking about this shite, well, it is just shite. But I know my heart says, and I refuse to be broken by my past. And I refuse to hurt others and cause mayhem and destruction and mistakes due to my past. And that's why I say you deserve it. Because regardless of what you think of yourself, you're still trying to do the best by others. And I know that's hard, because it's easy to be selfish. And well, this Corellian business and all that, well, I think it's just the grass is greener in a way. Die, go to heaven, be reincarnated, live forever. It's just all the same shite. And he nods at you, says, I don't know.
What do you believe will happen to you when you die?
Well, that's not a question. I just found out that apparently there's more of me, so I have no idea what's going to happen to me when I die. I probably won't.
Yes, I feel like that's a story we need to know at some point.
There's a knock at the door.
Which door?
The front door.
Come in.
A very polite knock.
Is anyone going to get that?
Eyes darting around.
I'll go. I'll get it.
Do you go and get the door?
Yep. Unless someone stops me, but yeah.
As I see you go with that determined look that you have, I quickly run forward and get there before.
Okay. You open the door. Standing there is a very well-dressed person. They have a lovely quiff curled over on the side. They're wearing a suit, like what you would all think of as a frock coat. Like it's a very nice suit, like a noble would wear. Lots and lots of gold brocade and jewelry, but the color underneath is a deep, sort of dark yellow. And hello, may I come in?
Why would you want to come in?
To say hello. We never get new guests.
We just said hello.
Oh, and for more conversation, of course, I have a proposal for you. And by the way, I don't know who you are, but you might have considered being a bit less obvious about where you were all night, because there's lots of different people coming here right now with a bone or two to pick with you.
That's interesting. Can you tell me who you are before I let you in?
Sure. My friends call me Nez, so you can call me Nez.
Ah.
Okay, that's a name, but who are you?
The dragon.
Anything in the back?
Oh, are we still... What, sorry?
And do you say that from the back?
Yes.
Correct.
Sorry. If you didn't hear what I said, Evie, I said, the dragon.
Oh, shit.
That's me. I can get you out of here. There are quite a lot of very angry fiends and some rather angry elves who seem to be looking for you on the street right now as we speak.
Why?
So why would you want to help us, though?
You'll have to take on a certain amount of trust that I have zero interest in you. It's probably to do with something that you're carrying.
I say we jump on the dragon's back and get the fuck out of here.
I say we take our chances with the horde. It's just a few demons. Dragons.
Nesiril, how are you feeling this morning?
Still a little exhausted, but not as much as I was. I feel slightly dubious about traveling with a creature we know nothing about. Can you give us any more information? All right. I'm a collector. I collect things, and especially powerful magical things, and you lot are a beacon. Literal things going off all round you, so how's this for a bit of fun? I'll make sure that none of thing goes wrong during the little fracas that's about to happen and get you out of here. In return, I might ask for a gift. How does that sound?
Absolutely.
The one Devarcus.
Their eyes go from like, I'm in control of the situation, I know what's going on, to like, I beg your pardon?
What is
You want the one Devarcus from our friend? And points at Ava.
And literally licking their lips with like, nom nom nom.
They do now?
I didn't know it was that, but
We have other more powerful things on us as well.
if you have the Wand of Orcus, I am sure to believe it. This sounds like a conversation worth having in a nicer situation.
Absolutely not, because
Time is short.
to get into a nice situation, we have to place ourselves in your debt, and that is not a place I am willing to be.
Understood.
No, everyone who does you a favour, you don't owe them anything.
I
You
feel
don't owe me anything for saving your life.
I feel that with Naz, we may in fact then owe them something that I do not want to part with.
All right then. I can always pick up your items from your corpses. It was a pleasure meeting all of you. Shame we couldn't come to some kind of arrangement, but I do understand.
Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't know that was something we were carrying. What were you actually after?
Nothing specific. I have the ability to smell out powerful magic items. They are things that I want. I collect them, you see. And you all reek of magic, and you were just sat here all night, and I thought, are they really just going to sit there? And you were. You just really sat here. I watched all the different parties use their various little magics to find you, and they're starting to make their way here, and thought I'd better step in now. Seemed the opportune time.
I want to go to the balcony and have a look, see what I
Walk
can
past
see.
Nez to look over the walkway.
Yeah.
Looking down on the street, it looks relatively quiet and deserted.
Can I make a perception check and see if... that's a 19.
The tunnel you came out of is just below you. You think you hear some voices inside, but it's quite indistinct, quite a long way away.
Hmm. I can't see any immediate problems. I think so we just thank Nez for their time, wish them a pleasant day, and get out on our own.
I disagree. I think if we've got a battle coming, I'd rather avoid it. Nesiril still isn't at full health.
Spoken
Do you want
like
to spend your time
holy
protecting
warrior.
them?
It feels a little bit like I've walked into a political situ, which is not my bag, honestly.
Oh, you've no idea, mate.
I'm getting the impression. Anyway, talk amongst yourselves. I'm here if you need me, but it seems like you want to make your own choices. I will watch, yes.
Sorry, this isn't making a decision or anything, but if we were to go with you, would you be able to give us any kind of assurance that you wouldn't just, kill us? Or try to, at least.
Now, I should make perfectly clear, because it may not have been clear from the offset, I have no interest in killing people. It's so vulgar. No, I wouldn't just murder you outright. That seems crass.
Well, you'd have done it while we were sleeping.
What's the more sophisticated option?
Parlay, chat, trade, many, many options. I have a lot of time for people, and I like making trades. It's fun. So...
Well, how about this? Looking at Eva, let's just say straight away, the Wand of Arcus is off the table. That's not getting traded. After that, we're willing to go.
Ah, but now you've made it the forbidden fruit. So succulent, so sweet.
Learn to understand that a no means a no and deal with it. Ava moves half a step closer to Nate.
All right, for now, the wand is off the table. Not part of this deal at all. Maybe a later deal. Does that seem fair to everybody?
No. It's non-negotiable.
Well, then I can't help.
Nate looks at Eva and is just... I think the wand is off the table for this deal. We don't have to make any further deals. What do you say?
Reasonable.
Alternatively, the rest of us could take the dragon and the dragon's offer, and you can stay here and fight the fiends on your own.
You want to take Nesiril in the hands of an unknown entity that has openly said they do not wish us well. If we try to stop them taking whatever they want from us,
well, Nesiril can speak for themselves if they think it's a bad idea.
I get the sense there's not much point talking to this one, so I'm not going to bother, frankly. You've heard my call. People may make assumptions as much as they please, but oh, look at what's that on the wind. And you do hear now some more shouting, and not from the hole in the ground this time, from down the street the other way.
Can we make out words?
It's infernal and mostly a lot of snarling.
Lovely.
Yes, could you take us to the Beelnorn?
Oh, I mean, I could, but they don't like me very much. I'd probably get singed. I wouldn't want to.
Well, if you take us to the Beelnorn, then I can definitely help you.
What have you got to offer?
That would be telling.
Oh dear! Roll me a deception check.
He's not deceiving. With the power of a Mythala and a Mythal, he could pretty much do anything for this Topaz dragon. It's a mysterious forbidden fruit.
Oh, I see. If you're talking about that, and they do see through that. If you're talking about this whole magic malarkey mumbo-jumbo nonsense, I don't buy it for a second. All a bunch of elven whiffle-waffle. No.
What if I said I've done it before?
Good for you. No, things. Things I can grab hold of. This is what I want, you see. Like that lovely crystal ball of yours, that's got... And you note as they have been scoping all of you the whole way through this conversation, and that crystal ball, they're looking at it, and there is undisguised hunger. They love their little things. That looks netherese to me. I mean, I've got quite a lot of netherese things these days, but always add to the collection. A small price to pay for a journey out of the mouth jaws of hell. What do you say?
Yes, you can take us to the Beelnorn or not?
I suppose I could take you in that general direction, but I won't get too close. They, as I say, they're not a fan of me. I keep borrowing things, you see.
Well, that's not a very good deal then.
It sounds like you've made your choice. Well, it was a pleasure knowing you, and yes, I'll just take it from your corpses, as I say. Not the first time, nor the last. You might want to close the door, and they will duck down as, Ava, you can see this, from the street, something invisible, which you can't even see where it's come from, has lobbed a fireball in through the door, which is now going to explode in the center of the shop.
Lovely.
Wait.
Can I always roll me a dexterity saving throw, please?
Ah!
Oh, man. That was a nat 1.
Oh, bad start. Dear, oh dear, oh
18.
dear. 18, okay.
8. Oh my god.
Let's start the encounter. Where is my Rakshasa?
16.
16, okay. Everyone's under an 18 so far, right?
No.
I got an 18.
You got an 18. Meet it,
I got a 22.
The two of you take half, and everyone else takes full. 25, so 12 for those who take half. And please roll initiative. Ava, you were next to Nez when this happened, and you saw they dodged out of the way and took no damage at all.
Yep.
They appear to have some kind of evasion.
Yep.
Evasion.
Like Icarus.
Like Icarus.
Can I please have intercepted some of the damage on Anton?
Sure.
Just like shielded a little bit.
Nesiril takes full. Fine.
Wow, all right. Thank you for reminding me there's the elderly NPC. Okay.
Yep.
Fine.
So helpless. So frail.
Uh-huh.
I took no damage. I'm really confused.
No, that was
Nez.
Nez. Nez took no damage. Nesiril was not the same person.
I thought it said Nesiril.
No, I'm sorry. Nez.
Why have you given them the same name?
I don't know. It happens in campaigns all the time where suddenly they all have very similar names, and I don't know why I've done it.
Nez in the Nezarese city with Nesiril.
Yeah.
In that case, Nesiril.
Oh.
Sorry,
okay.
Anton. That's reduced by 11 for them.
Thank you. So they take...
Probably have all the hit points.
You have no idea. Right. Throw me your initiatives, please, my friends.
19.
19. Keep going.
9.
9.
Also 9.
Oh, wow. Okay. What are dex mods, please?
0.
3.
1, 3. So, Nate. Oh, hang on, let's do it a different way. Nate, then Ephemera, then Ildra. Anton.
I also got a 19, but my dex is only +3.
Ava, what's your dexterity?
+2.
Oh. Goody, goody. Gumdrops. Okay. Anton, in response to this fireball flying in through the window, what do? There's an explosion. Everyone is hit.
There's a back door, isn't there?
There is a back door, yeah, it does describe.
I'll just shout, let's head to the back door and go, because hopefully that'll lead us towards the castle.
I will have described that to everyone, just said, oh, by the way, that's there.
Sure. You can run to the back through the storeroom, and you can get to the door to the outside and open it, and you can see these metal walkways heading crisscross down at the backs of all of these buildings. It's quite an enclosed square, I think probably about 50 feet across.
Okay.
You can get to that doorway with movement.
I think. Where's the end point? Does that make sense? Like, where's the point where we need to get to in this?
You have
crisscrossing?
no idea. Look, you can see through the door, and there are the backs of other houses with doors. If you look down, there are doors on the bottom level as well. There's doors on the level above you too. You have no idea what the best way out of this is. It's kind of like a maze.
Can I have said that I would have ritual cast telepathic bond in the morning as well?
Sure.
So, I guess. Oh Lord. Sorry. No. I think. Can I remember which way the castle was?
Oh, just as the crow flies.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you can. It's across this space.
Cool. I will hold my hand out and I will hold my action for Dimension Door, and I will say, I can take one of you. In my head, I'll say I can take one of you across with me, preferably one who can't fly. And I'll hold my hand out.
You're holding a Dimension Door for when someone comes close enough to you, the two of you can cast it together. Off you go. Grand. Ava, it's your turn.
Yeah. Can I see any hordes yet?
From your vantage on the balcony, you cannot see any hordes yet. The invisible creature is still invisible. It's greater invisibility. You have an inkling of where they are because you saw them cast a fireball, but you can't see them. There is shouting now, quite loud infernal shouting from the street. looking down, you can see quite a long way, and it's not you've got a bit of a high vantage point. There are about 10 different demons, all same as before, relatively small, with various firearms, running down the street towards this Fracas.
Right. I'm going to drop a nuke. I just haven't quite decided which one yet.
Okay.
How many charges? 7 charges. Yep. I am going to get out the Wonderwalkers.
Okay.
And I'm going to drop Circle of Death on top of that horde in the street.
What's the range on Circle of Death? How far away can you do it?
150 feet.
That's fine. You can absolutely hit them all. What is the saving throw? What do I need to do?
Con 18.
Con 18. I mean, fingers crossed. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
I'll start rolling the damage.
Please do. No, don't show me the total roll. Show me the individual rolls. Thank you. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right. 4 pass, 6 fail.
Okay. That's 20. Oh my word, I did a me. 35 on 8d6. So that is 35 points of damage to all 6 that fail.
Mm-hmm.
And 17 to the 4 that succeed.
There is screaming and shouting from all of them. What's the visual?
Ava is nowhere near as lazy as she is with her own spells. This is a really swift, and I'm assuming in the same way as Ephemera was cool to just grab it, I don't need to do the action to open the wrist pocket. It's cool to just have the Wonderwalkers.
It comes out, no problem.
Yeah, it is so much more pointed. It is a grab and a point, and then just space rips, and black screaming souls like smoke head towards them, probably land on their faces and climb inside their throats and rip them apart from the inside.
Tasty.
Nez, who is watching you do this, the hunger in their eyes and face is, they're not even trying to hide it. They are really impressed with this wand.
Mm-hmm. That scares me. 2 in my head to Anton and Eldrathni. You've got Nesiril, right?
Yes.
I will grab Ephemera.
Ephemera's not next to you. Ephemera's inside the building. You are currently out on the balcony.
That's fine. I will use my movement to go over to Ephemera.
As you run past Nez,
Yep.
they are going to reach out and grab you.
Right.
I thought Nez flew away.
No,
No,
Nez
Nez
stayed there,
dodged.
just dodged.
Oh.
Please don't make this a strength. Just me, not the wand, right?
Just you.
Okay, that's weirdly better.
Hang on, it's an attack opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
Does an 18 hit you?
I think that's my AC. Let me double check. That is exactly my AC, so yes.
Cool. Their hand flashes out and grabs hold of you. And they hold on to your shoulder and say, I can make all of this go away for a short moment of your time.
As a bonus action, I'm going to scrap what I was going to do, and I'm going to put the wand back in my wrist pocket. I'm the only one who can get it out of there.
I know. Cool. Do you say anything?
Let go.
Okay. Nez's turn. They are going to fly out, holding on to you.
Oh, good.
They're currently in a humanoid form, but the moment that they leap free of the balcony holding on to you, they transform. They are a gargantuan ancient topaz dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And as they fly up, they will roar loudly. The demons and devils on the street are already like, oh God, burning in my eyes, will just scream and bounce back. Yeah, the Wreckage is not close enough to do anything clever, and I can fly
I really thought it'd be my own party that killed me.
80 feet. Yep.
No, it's just your own party that won't come save you.
Nor am I, and some of you have pretensions of moral decency, and Nate doesn't
We've
hate her
discussed
too
this.
much.
You keep assuming that we do.
They will fly.
Did you not hear what Anton just said to Ildrathni?
They will fly not up, but out. They will fly away at an angle to try and get as much distance as possible from everything out there because they have their prize. It's what they wanted.
Is it just being held by one shoulder?
The hand on your shoulder has grown into a claw that is bigger than you.
Lovely. That's cool. Does that mean she is technically grappled and restrained and can't cast?
Just grappled, not restrained.
Great. So here for that.
You've been grappled.
But they have flown 80 feet up, so they are flying up and out and away.
You need to get out. Remember, you got a potion of hill giant strength. You hear in your head.
Oh, I was going to say Ava has not remembered, but okay, that is good.
Still have actions. Yeah, okay.
I still have actions.
It's moved. Yeah, that's all that is. Actually, hang on. I need to be fair. I'm grappling something, so technically that's half movement. Let's be fair. So it's only 40 feet, but then they will use their psychic step.
Oh, no.
And they can teleport because they're a gem dragon. They just... You and the dragon phase out and phase 60 feet further up in the air, further away.
100 feet away from the party.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, no. Oh, she's so far.
It's not that far because it's only 40, so it's now...
I ran the other way, so it's further from me.
Yeah, they're going to keep going. I don't think they're going to dash. They are far too self-important to think they need to hurry. So they're just going to lazily start making their way across Myth Drannor and away. They're 100 feet away from the front of the house and are just going. The Rakshasa is furious, as you might expect, but it has other targets and cares less about losing one of them. Right. It's in greater invisibility. It casts that. It moves. Yep, none of you know that anything's happened. And what's everyone's passive perception? I'll be polite.
19.
16.
15.
Ildra, something has jumped over the balcony. There's a slight spark as it jumps over the balcony, invisibly, and is heading into the room with all of you. You know something is there, but you can't see it.
Close the door. Close the door.
They're already in.
Yeah.
But we're not locked in here with it. It's locked in here with us.
From the street, you all hear shouting in Elvish. Those of you that speak Elvish, there are people coming up from the hole in the ground. You can't see that, but there are people coming from the hole in the ground, entering this situation. You have no idea what is happening. Anton, from the back door, looking out over towards the other side of this space, there is a thump on the roof above you. You have no idea what it is. You just hear a thump above you. The whole building doesn't rock so much as there's a bit of a movement. And you hear a voice in Abyssal. Do you speak Abyssal? I don't think you do you?
I don't think I do. I think I speak Elvish and something else. Yeah, I speak Netherese, Elvish, Common, and Celestial.
Cool. Then someone hisses something in Abyssal. You don't speak Abyssal. It sounds mean.
Oh no, my feelings.
Nesiril is really not sure what's going on and is going to also make their way towards the back door. They're going to move with you, Anton, and reach you and go, I don't know what you're planning, but let's go if we can.
Anton's going to look at Nate.
You can't see Nate. Nate's still in the other room.
Oh, okay.
You went all the way through to the back room. It's 2 doors.
Yeah, I guess I'm taking Nesiril. I will grab their hand and I will to the other side of as far as I can.
To the walkway across the way. Are you going one floor down, or are you going 500 feet?
As close and as far to the castle as I can go.
So you're going to go 500 feet as close to the castle as you go, not knowing necessarily what's there. You're just hoping.
Well, it's got to be sight, hasn't it?
Is it only as far as you can see? I don't think it is. I think it's within 500 feet.
Ooh, let me check the rooms.
Go on, split the party even further.
I think Dimension Door is just you can just be like, yes, 500 feet that way.
Go on, make my day.
You sure you don't want to just towards Ava being kidnapped by a dragon? Sure you don't want to do that?
You made this bed.
I know.
Well, why do you think I told him about the wand? Problem solved.
Damn, that's cold.
I deserve this.
I'm so worried about those elves bisecting themselves in a tunnel, but you just cost the lives of basically 2 of your party.
What?
You think Ephemera's not going after her?
No, you're already dead.
Oh, low blow.
Oh my word! And they think they're the good guys.
No. Is it how far you can see?
This is Niles.
Focus on the game. Is it how far you can see?
You can
Or is it just 5
yourself
feet
from
in
any
the
spot within range. You arrive exactly at the spot desired. It can be a place you can see, one you can visualize, or one you can describe by stating distance and direction. Such as 200 feet straight down, upwards, north. So I guess it'd be 500 feet towards the castle, wouldn't it?
Are you aiming for ground level?
No, that'd be so stupid. I'd literally go the furthest we can see towards the castle, but that everybody could see. Do you know what I mean? So if they came to the edge of the platform, we could be like, just here.
You could head for the walkway across the way where there's more doors, or you could head for the roof, potentially. And get further on the roof.
The roof where the big abyssal thing just dropped. No,
You have no idea what's up there. You just heard some abyssal.
It hissed at me, and it sounded mean. I'll take the doors.
Cool. You and Nesiril jump 50 feet across this space. You see that some of the walkways are broken and old and decrepit, so you've probably dodged quite a few, I don't know, deck saves or something. But you get to the far side of the door. Turning back, you can see that on top of the building that you were in, a large lady with 6 arms, all holding long swords and with a tail for legs, is just standing on the roof about to go in through the back door and sees you go and just looks speedily at you as you go.
Incredible.
Cool. Nate, it is your turn.
Right.
Fix it, Nate. Fix everything.
I'd probably follow through to the back. I'm sticking with Nesiril, basically.
Mm-hmm. You get to the back door and across the room, and in there you get to the back door and you can see Nesiril enter on the far side, but that is 30 feet of movement.
Yeah.
As we established that with Anton.
Yeah, I would pull out my kazoo again, and with a little kind of I would kind of take a run and like 1 foot on the banister and then just jump off and cast fly on myself.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So I will fly over and just kind of hover over next to...
Very important distinction. As you run and jump off the banister, the Marilith has 10 feet of reach with its tail.
Oh no.
Oh no.
There's an attack of opportunity coming your way. Ugh. 12 won't hit you, will it?
12?
Yeah.
Okay.
You, this tail will whip around and just wrap around where you were, but you leap off, and the fly makes it very hard to aim for where you're going to be. So you are now flying in the air up and away. You can see the dragon flying up and away the other direction, like completely the other way from you.
Yeah.
And you
no.
The Marilith is on the roof and is staring after you like hungrily, like.
Cool. And
you can fly 50 feet. Technically,
60.
60.
Mm.
Technically, on your turn movement, you should then. That doesn't matter. You can use it to fly 60 feet. I don't mind.
Cool.
But yes, you are flying over towards where Anton and Nesiril are going into the next building along. So yes.
And with my no, I can't do that.
Yes.
Yeah, that's all.
Grand. Nate. Ephemera. You are in the room.
Can I,
Yes.
as Ava sees Ephemera start to do anything, will in her head, because it's like the same plane, right? Is this telepathic link? We can still talk. Yeah. We'll go, I'm fine. I have a plan. This is exactly where I want to be. Don't get yourself killed. Keep Nesiril safe, and I'll see you soon.
How far away?
100 feet.
You can't see Ava at the moment because Ava's outside. You are inside. The door is in front of you. There's the balcony, which you can step onto, and then you can see up, and you could potentially walk out and see Ava. I'm going to remind you, because I'm being kind, that something invisible is in the room with you. That hasn't done anything yet.
That's great, but at the moment, Ephemera doesn't care.
Okay.
I need you can I roll a persuasion check?
A deception.
Ava does not have a plan. She just doesn't want Ephemera to get herself killed trying to save her.
I would say you can roll a deception check, sure.
Yeah.
Great. I rolled a natural 20 for a 30.
I am going to roll my insight just to...
That's fair.
Oh dear. Guess who met a natural 20 with a natural 20?
What's your insight? It's higher than a 10, isn't it?
It's 10.
We both got... I don't know what happens.
You've known Ava for a very long time.
6 months.
Yeah, but you've lived so closely in that time period. That's the only fair way to put it.
6 months and 6 days, baby.
There's a note of panic in Ava's mental voice that you've never heard before, because meets it beats it.
Can you at least, although you know that she's lying, can you at least know that she's lying because she desperately wants you not to follow her?
Oh yeah, of course. Make it worse for her. That's fine.
You're forgetting, though, that Ava is the only thing Ephemera has in the entire world.
Oh, I know, but Ava doesn't want you to die.
I would like to step out of the room and see where she's gone.
I'm assuming that Ava's message to Ephemera was...
Oh, on public, because she's hoping that she'll do it public because she's hoping that even if Ephemera does something stupid, one of you will stop her.
Right, okay. Well, if it was on public, then on general chat.
Public radio.
Yeah.
Ephemera, she means it. Let's get out of here and then we can focus on what we're going to do next, but we can't stay here. She's going to be worse off if we stay here and get ourselves killed as well.
Do you want to roll a persuasion check on that?
Sure.
We've had 2 nat 20s.
Oh, well, please.
I think that is clear that you know where each other feel, but self-persuasion and some kind of maybe insight if you want, Evie.
There was a nat 1 on the insight there.
Oh dear.
I mean, I didn't roll much better. I rolled a 9.
Okay, now Evie, I know you have a bonkers modifier to your insight, but it's up to you if a nat 1 carries or not. Maybe makes a decision for you. It's up to you.
It's not a deception. It is a...
It's persuasion.
I genuinely don't want you to die, and I believe that we will be in a better position to save Ava if we leave now.
I think that the dice chose the nat 1 for a reason.
Sure. Cool.
And I will kind of look at Ildrafni and then look out the door and then, not even telepathically, just shout, "I'll come back for you!" As I...
just hear in your head, "Run."
And I follow out the back door.
Okay, you can get to the back door with 30 feet of movement. That's absolutely fine. Once you get there, you will see Nate flying away, a sort of weird tail coiling down and around near the door. And on the other side of this square of the backs of buildings, there are walkways all around them are Anton and Nesiril by another door. You can dash, you can take an action or bonus action. Not done anything yet.
Any trees?
Great question.
There is trees and foliage built into most of Myth Drannor. I will say that the center of this courtyard probably has a tree in it.
Okay. And there are many more of the same type of tree within the vicinity.
You have to assume, yeah.
Yeah. Tree stride, and I just...
Okay, I've never used tree stride before. Tell me how it works, please.
Okay, let me just scroll down my list of various things if my iPad wants to work.
My
Come
level
on.
13 spell list. Do.
Here it is. You gain the ability to enter a tree and move from inside it to another tree of the same kind within 500 feet. And I can do that for every turn for a minute.
Can you define what direction you move in?
You move towards another tree. You pick another tree within the vicinity and you move in that direction.
Oh, I see. In which case you jump into mid-air, touch the tree and just whoop, pass into the tree. And you whoop, appear out of a tree in what looks like a park or something similar. You don't know where anyone else is because you've jumped to a different tree, and you're about 50 feet up. Do you want to roll me a athletics check to hang on to the tree? I'd allow acrobatics too.
Okay, they're both pretty garbage. That's an 11.
You just whoop, come out the tree and just turn around and grab hold of it, and you're probably going to fall next turn. You are hanging onto a tree that you can't see where the others are. Roll me a survival check.
Sure. Well, next turn I can just step back into the tree and go to another one.
Again, we have no idea where this is.
That's a non-nat 20.
Brilliant. You turn around and go, and you can see buildings that look similar to the ones that you were in, about 30 to 40 feet away from you at an angle. There are no more buildings here. It goes into what looks like quite a wide road that your park is sort of in.
Oh, when I do this, I automatically know where all of the same type of tree are within 500 feet.
Brilliant. These trees, I don't know enough about trees to give you the name of a tree. It's quite tall and quite, it's designed to be, it's not like bushy with lots of leaves. It's designed to go in between buildings. It's tall and quite viney and frondy.
Actually, you appear in a spot of your choice within 5 feet of the tree, so...
Oh. You stand on a branch?
I stand on a branch.
Hot shit, you do. Right. Actually, what you can see, and you look back, you can see Nate just flying over the building behind you, a good sort of, about 70, 80 feet away. So you're not too far away. You've just moved away from some of the danger, Tim Robbins. Good.
And if Ephemera could cry, there would be tears right now as she looks just backwards.
Oh, you can still see the dragon, just about. Eldrathni, you are the only person left in the room that you're aware of. Actually, no, you know there's someone else in the room.
I know they're there. Yeah, good. You say that the railing is, the back door and the railing is 30 feet away.
Correctamundo.
Great, well, I'm not getting anywhere near the rest of the party. Good. I'm gonna run through. I'm assuming, given that it didn't
the moment that you start to leave the room, you will feel a claw scraping across the back of your armor, presumably because you are so well armored. Attack opportunity.
Sure.
Come on. 15.
Nope.
Something scrapes across your back as you turn and run.
Nice try. We'll keep running.
You speak Abyssal, don't you?
No, I don't.
Speak Infernal?
No.
Oh, no, they speak Common. One of the few demon types do, because they're all about all sorts of other things.
You're in our domain. Do things as we do them.
We're trying to leave.
It's not what I meant. Okay.
As I run through the storeroom...
Like this was Sasha just tried to when in Rome you.
Well,
when in Rome, fight.
What do you want me to do? Turn invisible and growl at people? As I'm running through the storeroom, you say this place has been ransacked, but it's not like empty rooms, right? There is stuff in these rooms.
Yeah.
Great. I'm going to cast Animate Objects.
Ooh.
Incredible.
You can cast Animate Objects.
Yes, a Forge Cleric.
Okay.
It's the spell that spoils DM's lives.
It is, yeah. All right. You cast Animate Objects as you run through the storeroom. What are you animating?
I've never done it before. I'm a bit scared.
It's a clothes store. Within reason, I will allow you to animate anything that might be in a clothes store.
The mannequins!
We're in a Doctor Who episode.
Obviously.
We're in that Doctor Who episode.
God, I forgot there were mannequins. Somebody knows.
And that guns just pop open and just be guns.
Guns. A whole coffer full of guns for some reason. No, there are no guns here.
Do they count as medium objects?
Yes, they count as medium objects.
Then I can have 5 of them.
Okay, as you run out, 5 of the mannequins that were sat at the table, suddenly get up and start walking towards the invisible things. They can't see it. So, they can all attack on your turn. So they're all going to crowd around. And they're creatures, so they have attacks of opportunity if it tries to leave. That's nice. All right.
The general idea was that I was just going to get some boxes and block the door, and
this
it
is
would
so
all
much
try
better.
to. But this is bad. So all of the mannequins. Right, I need to figure all this out. So I apologize now because I'm not
totally
done.
fine. I was just complicated, and you take your time.
Okay.
As you do this, you just hear in the comment again.
Well, not like this.
Not like this. No.
Meow? Did you just say meow? Or did you say no?
No, Niall said no. I said why.
Oh, I heard meow.
Right. Okay.
Meow. Meow. Yeah.
They are a big cat.
Okay. So all 5 of them are gonna attack the Rakshasa.
With disadvantage, they're still greater invisibility, please.
Okay. Well, the first one, I'm assuming a 6 will not hit.
No.
No. That was 2 19s. So that's a 24
Well, that does hit, yes.
for the second one.
One of the mannequins. Clonk.
Yeah.
Oh.
9 for the third. No. They're not doing well. 13 for the fourth.
Nope.
Oh man! Apart from that 19, these have all been dog shit. And another 9 for the fifth.
Okay, I would like you all to envisage 5 mannequins walking over jerkily and flailing wildly at the air, and one of them just, and you hear it, ow!
Ow! Right, what's it doing? It's doing all of the damage. Yeah, great, that tracks. That does 4 damage!
Woo!
Nat, it is 5 attacks of opportunity if they leave the room. That is what this is. It is literally putting meat in the room. It's a very good way of dealing with that problem. Very good. Cool.
So I would like them all to sort of be positioned not outside the Rakshasa's range. They're not incurring an attack of opportunity, but they're definitely between the Rakshasa and the door.
So it's like a little army of mannequins just going by the doors. Cool. No problem. Are they doing pause to be insulting? Is that something you've done?
But I'm assuming that the classic, they have no head. Some of the hands have fallen off.
Oh God!
Sort of mannequins.
Well, no, a lot of them you turned the
head.
heads because you were scared that some of their heads are on at really weird
that's
angles.
True. Yeah.
You would notice, looking at the mannequins, that all of them appear to be elven.
Yes.
So much for a multicultural city. Right, okay, good. Right,
this might have been an elven-specific shop. There might have been a dwarven clothing shop down the road.
Why not just shops for everybody?
Well, yes. Yeah.
It might have been elven themed. Do you know what I mean? Get your elven clothes. Do you know what I mean? Anybody can have them, different sizes. But look, all our mannequins have elven people.
I'm imagining
we're elven themed.
Elrond Taylors.
Okay, good. You get to the back door and you can see everything I have described for everyone to see when they see the back door. Nothing has changed.
Okay, but I can't see anyone, right? Because they've all gone further. Can I see Nate?
You can see Nate flying away, and you can see Anton and Nesiril on the far side of these walkways. On the far side.
Oh, I thought they went further.
No, just 50 feet. Just
okay, great.
Across the way. You can see the 2 of them as well, and you can see this tail coiling around the door as well. Anton, you can see the Marilith now. There's a door in front of you.
Yeah, but Ildrathni's trying to get past, right?
Oh, yes. Yes.
And the thing is going to probably attack her, right?
I mean...
Well, that's just me saying the obvious, isn't it?
I mean...
I will look at it, and from the crystal ball, again, aligns with Anton's third eye, and instead of coming from his temple, that undead eyeless gap appears, and a shimmering psychic lance of power emanates from it.
Woot.
And I cast Rothum's Psychic Lance.
Ralathim's Psychic Lance on the Marilith. So wisdom save, intelligence save.
It is an intelligence saving throw of 18, please.
Ugh, what a 16.
Bye-bye. You're full now.
What's the damage? It's standing on a roof. It's not like oh no, I've been hit.
Well, it's incapacitated. and it's standing on a roof. It sounds a little dangerous. And it's 7d6.
It is a snake. It is very good at balancing on its tail. I will hear
Not when it's
none of this.
incapacitated.
When it's incapacitated as well. These roofs are not like angled ridiculously. They're mostly flat roofs because
Oh, use it as a swing.
Yeah. Go on.
7.
Give me the damage while I incapacitate the really powerful monster.
Okay, so we have 10. We have
It's just that
10.
it's just that CR level right before legendary resistances. It's really annoying.
So 24, 25 of my finest psychic damage to play.
What do you say?
What do you mean, what do I say?
You just do it. You just do it, no response, just bang.
Yeah, no, he just looks and just goes boom.
Okay.
You don't have to say anything.
Cool.
I think he's just helping Eldrathni.
The Marilith is poleaxed and just sort of, because it has so many arms, it just sort of like flops around. It's clearly in a state of not quite sure what's going on this. Cool, you and Nesiril are standing by a door.
I guess, could I open it as well? Could I like turn around and then be like...
You open the door. In front of you is a another storeroom, it looks like, or some kind of like back room. It's, again, not well lit at all.
Cool, I'll head into there and pop my goggles down so I've got dark vision.
Are you taking Nesiril with you? I will assume their movement is with your movement if you're taking them with.
I'm gonna turn to Nesiril as Anton's moving and be like, "Can you do anything to help Eldrathni?" And then move into the room.
Okay, then they will stay there. You ask, they can do
just
anything.
not answer.
They'll just stay there.
Do stuff. I like this person. They just do things. You know?
Correct. Yeah, they don't talk about it much. Cool. Right. Thank you, Anton.
You're welcome.
If you move through the storeroom and you move 30 feet, you'll move to the back. You'll get to another. This looks less like a shop front and more like a warehouse. There's lots and lots of boxes. There are windows, but they're higher up. You can see some stairs going down and stairs going up.
And I want to go down, don't I, to the castle?
To get to the road level, yes, you want to go down.
Cool.
You run down the stairs because you can get a bit of movement out of this.
Well, just like start, yeah.
You're heading towards
telling everybody where the routes are. So psychically being like explaining the route.
Yeah, cool. Right. Ava, it's your turn.
Everything's fine.
What's it going to be?
Ava's a bit stuck. She doesn't want to get the Wand of Orcus out because then Nez might get the Wand of Orcus, so that has to stay hidden. Ava also just sort of doesn't do super well with being grappled. When Jeremiah got ripped apart, she was held in place and forced to watch, so that taps straight into not happy places for her. So I don't think she's going to do anything clever at all. I'm trying to work out if she even is going to do 6 Eldritch Blasts or if she's just going to do a completely futile strength check. I think I need to roll to see how much she's panicking, because if it's not loads, then she must know her strength is fine, and that's a dragon. Her strength is 5. That was only a 5 on the dice, but I have a +9 to wisdom saving throws. I'm going to assume that she will at least know that she should shoot it rather than pointedly try and break out of a dragon's grip. Mm-hmm. Please, can I fire 6 Eldritch Blasts? I know it's going to be at disadvantage because it is close range.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yay.
This is what you do. You need to thank me.
Okay, I'm just going to shout out the 6 numbers. 17.
Nope.
What is happening to me? 19.
Nope.
28.
Yes.
That's 1 out of 3. 27.
Yes.
2 out of 4. 18.
Nope.
Dead nat 20 and then a dirty 20.
Yes, dirty 20 is what you need to hit.
So 3 hit.
3 out of 6.
That's not very good, Chris.
It is not.
I'm a bit scared, can you tell? So that's going to be 3d10 plus 15. That's a 10, a 2, and a 7. That is 19 plus 15, 34 points of damage. That's not very many to an ancient dragon.
They barely even react.
Can I use my movement to try and...
You're grappled, you can't move.
Yeah. In that case, if use action and bonus action, Ava will just yell at the dragon, "Put me down." That's it.
Cool.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine.
Everything is
so fine. That's not a happy noise, Chris. I don't like it.
What?
It's Nez's turn, right?
I'm presuming this creature has legendary actions that it's just not been using as well.
Why would it need to?
Smile.
Niall? Niall?
No, but like that was your answer. Like you could have done a lot of things a lot of time ago.
I don't think that they're going to do anything. They really don't need to. You've cast your spell. It's done absolutely nothing to them that they can't heal in a day. I suppose they'd rather you were unconscious. They're going to try and make you unconscious.
That's nice.
As they're
Like
going...
Finding Nemo, just like, wake up, fishy.
What they will do is, you're being held in one of their front claws. They will just lazily, while flying away, no effort required really, just reach down and just blow into their hand where you are and keep you enclosed inside it. Can you make me a Constitution saving throw, please?
Yeah. That's 14.
Fails.
Okay.
Everything is awesome.
You take 49 necrotic damage.
I am resistant to necrotic damage.
Okay, you take half of that, so 24.
Oh, okay.
You are weakened until the end of your next turn. You have disadvantage on strength-based ability checks and saving throws. Weapon attacks that rely on strength deal half damage. This is what it would do. Like, weak now. Shush.
Don't do anything that is
Come on now.
Strength-based is not my thing.
He's basically there going, come on now. Come on. Shush. And like you are an insect.
That's nice.
Mm-hmm. And we'll keep flying, and we'll use a bonus action to teleport as before. You are now flying to a point where they're 200 feet away, and the others have moved considerably far the other way. I'm going to say for the time being that you and Nez are out of combat, because you are too far away for the party to seriously affect the situation.
And every 6 seconds I will keep firing 6 Eldritch Blast at them.
If you do it again, they will just bite and claw you until you're unconscious.
That is what's going to happen.
Okay, then that is what's going to happen.
Okay.
They'll probably try and talk to you about it. Can we come back to it in about 10, 15?
Perfect.
Oh, I thought that's what they were saying. Like, can we just come back to this?
Just wanted to be super clear that Ava's not like, oh, I guess I'll just go with them.
No, of course not. That's totally fine.
Hanging in the claw like an angry cat.
And it's much longer than we thought. It was actually 7 foot tall. Who knew? Good. Right. Nat.
Yeah.
The Rakshasa.
Yeah.
Is going to just try and move past all of these things because it's cross.
Got my dice.
Hang on, because it's Rakshasa, the hands are reversed, so it's like the other way.
What?
Rakshasas have reversed hands. Their hands, the thumb is on the bottom.
Okay.
Yeah, they're kind of weird looking.
Okay. Thank you, Niall, for that image.
Like pick up phones like that.
Oh, you wait. It'll get weird in a second. It'll get really weird in a second.
All of this is great already.
They're going to just walk away from. They're going to push their way through the mannequins. 5 attacks opportunity as they push their way through.
Get slapped.
They don't care.
That is the funniest thing in the world. Come fight me, like we will fight. The infernal hells of the ow!
I like the idea that they're just doing like the windmill, like arms going round.
Not attacking, just walking through like a get out of the way.
This is really disappointing that it's all at disadvantage because I've rolled a couple of nat 20s.
Still invisible technically. Greater invisibility.
Yeah.
Great.
None of those.
Oh, did it roll a con save for the last time it got hit?
It did not. It's fine.
Oh, is it?
Thanks for trying.
You can't see it!
Oh, yeah, that's a good point.
Almost like I thought about it beforehand, Niall. I mean, really. What is this, kindergarten?
I had to get excited for a second,
Any hit, Nat? Any at all?
None of them broke a 13.
No. I think it's fair to say that the Rakshasa just pushes them out of the way, steps around and steps into the doorway. They will see Nate flying away. They will see Nesiril on the walkway.
Oh, you're here. Ugh.
Oh, and you're there as well, Daphne. Yeah, that's right. You're right there because you didn't step out. So they'll step up to you. They'll step up right to you. Cool.
Step up, bro.
The claw didn't do that much, and they know that. Please make a wisdom saving throw.
Uh, 24.
As it steps up to you, it will drop the invisibility, and you see a tiger-like humanoid. They are dressed in what I can only describe as a Flash Gordon outfit. It is
oh my god,
all of the modern stuff that came presumably from somebody you don't know yet, something to do with hippos. They look to be like in a spacesuit, and they look mega flash, and they will pull out a pistol, but they're holding it because the thumb is on the bottom of the hand. They have to hold it on the outside of the hand to make to hold it correctly. It looks really odd.
Do they not just hold it upside down?
No, they don't hold the gun upside down. No, they hold it on the outside of the hand. Sean and I spend a long time on this mini, and it hold it on the outside of the bloody hand. And it will raise its other hand, and a shield made entirely of light, so like a hard light construct for us sci-fi nerds out there, appears on the other arm. And it just looks at you and says,
"Why not join us instead then? Look like you're quite fun."
They tried to dominate you and you and they failed.
I thought it was going to sing its, like, theme tune. Wreck! Kill every one of us!
They think they look cool. They think they look like the shit. And you can tell every ounce of them says, I am the coolest person you've ever met.
Sure.
Coolest person you've ever met.
Well, this is not what I was expecting, actually. Well done, I suppose. Kind of got a mission on the go already. Can we circle back to this later?
You're an impressive warrior.
Thank you very much.
If you leave, I will try and strike you down.
Okay.
That is the end of that conversation, right? Good.
Okay. Sure.
Tell you all his plans.
The Marilith is incapacitated. What does it have to roll? Niall, what does it have to roll?
Might just be till the end of my next turn. Let me just double check.
Oh, for God's sake.
It's an absolutely naughty spell. Okay, the target intelligence incapacitated until the start of my next turn.
Actually, yeah, that's a good point. As you say, we're going to have this conversation. The Rakshasa will just call out the window and say, get the name right.
Ishith, make sure this one doesn't leave.
And the tail just hangs down by the door.
They with you?
Yes.
Eldrathni's so fun in combat.
All right.
She's fun out of combat too. You've only seen her when she's sad.
Yeah. Boo.
That's respect, sass, okay?
From the other side of the walkway, seeing all this, Nesiril, feeling like they have to make up for things. Okay, they are going to reach their hand out towards you, Eldrathni, and from their hand, a dragon will waft out. It grows, it grows like almost like gas pouring out of their hand into this humongous dragon rearing over the top towards you. And roars, just bellows at the wisdom saving throw.
An actual dragon or like a spectral?
You can't tell, looks pretty real.
Oh.
Yeah, the Rakshasa fails. And the Rakshasa says, just looks out, sees this dragon, and is frightened by the effect. Frightened. Because it's a dragon. Dragons have frightful presence.
Frightened of frightful presence.
Do you want to go back inside and hang out with the mannequins?
The dragon will just stand there, wafting its wings, and Nesiril will shout out to you, quick, come over as fast as you can.
On my
Anton's
way.
going downstairs. And then they will turn and hurry down the stairs after Anton. They are slower than Anton as before. Cool.
But what? I thought they'd stop pretending.
They're still slower than you. Even if they stop pretending, they're still old. Like, they can drop the pretense of not being conniving. They can't drop the pretense of not being old. They're genuinely old. Good. Right.
They're pretending their speed is 15 feet. It's actually 25.
Still not a spring chicken.
Boy, yeah, the dragon's just sitting there waiting for you to get past Eldrathi, so it's up to you what you do with that, but that is happening. Cool. Right. Initiative. Where's the initiative tracker? There it is. You do hear fighting from the street outside the front of the house. Those of you that can still hear the front of the house, probably just still drafting. Nate, you're flying away. This dragon's appeared like right next to you. Looks slightly spectral, but it's not like, oh, that's an illusion. Like, there's more to it than that.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know then. I think I'll kind of like dodge around the dragon a bit, and then I'll look back over at Eldrathni.
Currently in the doorway. Yep.
Yeah. Do you need a hand to get over?
I could probably make it if you need to get away.
Well, no, I was just going to fly over the building and meet them on the other side.
I think they're going down.
Yeah, I know. Like, oh.
It's a really long conversation.
I love it. It's like tense combat. I'm going to go over there. Do you want to go down?
Can you see where Ephemera went?
Roll a perception check.
I'm in
That's what I'll do. Yeah, I will, yeah. Oh, goodness sake. Actually, that's not too bad. That's 18.
Ephemera's in a tree over there. Just around Ephemera's in a tree. Are you waving or are you just there looking a bit shell-shocked?
Just there, like really wide-eyed. You probably just see like the whites of the eyes.
You see a terrifying Victorian waif child ghost in a tree.
With the hat.
Yeah, she's just over there, but I think we've lost Ava.
For now.
That dragon, yeah, it's got pretty far right now.
You can still just about see it.
Okay, maybe check in with Ephemera.
Will do.
Very long, 6 seconds.
Yeah.
That's fine. Nate, what are you doing?
Yeah, I'm heading over towards Ephemera, I think.
Grand. Ephemera, it is your turn. Nate's heading over towards you. Nate's got 60 feet of movement, so it's getting quite close. You can see it's Nate flying over, probably to check in on you. You can,
okay.
You can all talk to each other. You're still telepathically connected.
Cool. So everyone's just kind of trying to convene on the floor, right?
Seems to be.
I'm just going to stand there and wait for Nate to come over, I suppose.
Okay. No problem. Eldrathni. The Rakshasa is frightened. It can still do things, but it gets its attack will have disadvantage because of the dragon. The Marilith is still incapacitated because I hate this game. So you can make your way out onto the balcony, and you can't jump 50 feet. We've established this. You can jump about 25. I'd say maybe 30 with a good check. But there are walkways around the outside. So you could potentially use a dash action to get all the way around and out.
Yeah, but people are going down, right? How high up are we?
Oh, no.
About 30 feet up?
Oh, that's all right. I'll jump down.
He's going to jump.
I want to disengage. And, I'll jump down.
Are you trying to jump to the floor, or are you trying to jump through the building?
No, I'm trying to just, jump. I'm going to swing my legs over the balcony.
Okay.
And jump down. And if it looks like it might be a bit far. I've got spider climb and a ridiculous strength, so I'll like grab onto the next balcony down and drop myself to the next balcony down and drop myself.
I am very happy to say that you can Winter Soldier this descent and just get your way down with no damage taken, just being cool and spider climbing and awesome.
3-point landing.
3-point landing, absolutely. The ground quakes
on the knees.
Assassin's Creeding it.
Oh, is there a haystack? I'll haystack.
No, because you'd die. I'm going to jump off this ginormous building into a haystack, and I'll be fine.
To be fair, if you play Assassin's Creed like I do, you do die when you jump off buildings because you miss the haystack.
You do the eagle jump and the backflip, and then just land on your back on concrete. That's what you're great. Okay.
I just made that mistake where I'm like, oh, there's a haystack there, and then I jump a bit too early at the wrong angle, and I'm like, oh no.
So you can see the jump and know this is going to go badly. Okay, good. Right. It's going to try and shoot you with its laser pistol as you go.
Okay.
It's not attack opportunity. It can't do that. It's going to try and swipe you with its claw as you go.
I did disengage.
You disengaged, and it can't even do that. It's just looking scared at the big dragon, which might be an illusion or not. Cool. In which case, you make your way to the bottom. That's totally fine. There is a door at ground level. It's locked if you move over to it.
Okay. Good. I don't think I've got an action or anything left, so
Would you like to shoulder charge as part of your movement?
If you'll allow that, then yes, please.
Well, you're a fucking tank. Go for it. Roll me an athletics check.
I am a meteor.
I would like us all to remember, I think it's my favourite scene in a Bond film ever, because most Bond films are a bit Drek, but this one really caught it, where there's someone doing like parkour and jumps through a tiny window, he just goes BAM! Through the door underneath and goes, sod it, and keeps going.
Open it. It's so fun to do. Just running through drywall. It just goes to show that we shouldn't use it, you know? The fact that you can run through it.
What was athletics check?
27.
Yeah, you just shoulder charge the door and just boom, go straight through it. No, it doesn't even slow you
Thomas,
down.
I love Thomas, but Thomas got nothing on Eldrathne.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like,
just shoulder charge, bang, you're through, it's done. You disappear from the scene as well. Cool. You are out of here. Anton, you're already running downstairs. Nesirel's also running downstairs. Everyone's out of that space. What you will all see if you look back is this gigantic spectral dragon will breathe out its breath weapon. It has a breath weapon. It's intelligence check, see if you believe it's real. Which both of them fail. You hear screaming from the two fiends as this illusory dragon starts blasting when they're clearly running or getting away. You've got away from them. That's the important thing. And Nesiril is joining you. That's all good. You are all running. You can convene in the park under Ephemera's tree, which is what's now forever going to be called. As Nate has very clearly signposted the way. That's all fine. Hey there.
Hi.
Hello. So you Eldritch blasted like 6 times and 3 of them got through into the hand. Mm-hmm. As you do that, Nez will go,
ow. Look. We're going to have a chat about your artifact. That's just going to happen now. I don't want to hurt you, but if you keep hurting me, I will knock you out. Do you want that?
I want you to put me down. Now.
In the middle of this city. We're going to my island. It's much nicer. There's wine.
No.
Are you going to keep trying to hit me?
I will unleash another 6 Eldritch blasts.
We can roll for it, but they have a plus...
Yeah.
Hang on. It's a plus 12 to hit on its bites and claws in the stat block, but they'll just be basically going, shush now.
I mean, I only have an 18. You'd have to roll below. You'd have to, you have a 3/4 chance of hitting.
Yeah. They are going to knock you unconscious.
Lovely. I will say my hit points down to 0.
I will say that you can get in a couple of more Eldritch Blasts, so you do some more damage to it, but it's got 280 hit points, even if you...
Only 280? Good to know.
That's quite a lot.
I could do 100 per turn, it's fine. Cool. Yes, I have marked my hit points down to 0. I would like to get in as many Eldritch Blasts before that point as is possible.
In all, how many hit points you got left?
So it was 73.
73. In all fairness, it would take them 2 rounds. So if you wanted to keep firing away, you're welcome to. You're not going to break down 280 hit points because you're not thinking straight. So yeah.
And it's all at disadvantage. She's really not.
Yeah. So.
She's full on panicking.
Yeah.
This is bad. I don't think anything really that's happened to her since the worst thing has actually, like, other than reminding her of the worst thing. This is a new thing that is maybe got through all the layers of I don't care what happens to me anymore and is actually really scary.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Nurse flies away with you. You're unconscious, you don't know where you're going.
An island with wine, apparently. How bad could it be?
Yeah. And
a wineland.
If
you will.
The other 5 of you convene under a tree in the park. The demon fiend threat for now seemingly averted.
You should get a little bit further.
The castle, this sort of largish building, which you note, like the side of this gigantic city that's crashed into it has crashed, like, not quite on top of it, but like skimmed over the top of it. Like the castle had one final shield defense, but it went and skipped off and landed. It's like resting on top of the castle. Most of the top floors of it have like caved in for the weight of this city. But it's like, the city's like at an angle on top of it.
I turn to Nesiril. You're going to tell us that we need her, aren't you?
No.
Oh.
What?
Why would I?
Well, I thought
What did you ask her to come for then?
I wanted people to help with getting us to this point. She did.
No, none of you care. The name has just been taken off by a massive fuck-off dragon.
If I did, she'd only accuse me of being sanctimonious about it.
None of you are going to help me go after her.
I care that you care.
Please. Please help.
Oh, well, when people actually ask me for help, then yeah, all right. But, oh, damn it.
Just don't tell her that I said that.
Oh, no. If we go and rescue her, you are absolutely going to tell her that you said that.
Okay,
Yeah,
I'll tell
I'm
her,
not
but you
that.
don't.
And you're going to have words with her about how we deal with people moving forwards.
I've been trying to have words with her about it since the beginning. I've just been I told her that she needed you guys on side. I told her that I was just trying to make friends.
Anton's gonna attempt to. He's just gonna open his arms to hug Ephemera.
There's a moment of what is this? Oh, we're going after her, right?
Anton's gonna look at her, look at Nate, look at Eldrathni, look at Nesiril, and then look at Ephemera and say, I think that one thing you value is being candid and telling the truth. I have no intention of going for Avon right now, but if you say to me that you want her back, if we make it to the Mythalar and the Mythal, I'll do everything in my power to get her back to you.
I want her back, and I'm not waiting.
You fought an ancient dragon before. I've not.
Getting to the Mythal might actually be our best chance of getting her back.
But what if she's already gone? By the time we get there, we don't know how long it's going to take, or if we'll even be successful.
It's probably more likely that we'll be able to help her without her than it would be if we went, found her, and tried to come back. Also, if what we do is successful or not, she'd be dead anyway. But if we are successful, then you best believe, and he says with a smile this time, you best believe that we'll be able to get her back, regardless of where her soul is on this plane.
I don't believe that you truly want to help anyone.
I do.
You want to help someone, or you believe?
I believe that he does. I also believe that he's motivated by exploring and discovering. And the lengths and the possibilities of power. And I think if anyone can do it, it's Anton. Possibly Nate, but...
I'll give a little smile to Nate.
I'm gonna make a roll to see if I'm buying into this or not. Oh, what? No, that has to be such a middle of the road roll. Typical, fucking typical.
What was it?
It was just a 10.
Literally
my like passive persuasion and deception's a 9. Anton is definitely not keen on Ava at all. And if anything, there's probably a little bit of I think it'd be too much to give away that he definitely tried to orchestrate this.
Orchestrate.
It'd be too much to say that, but it would be enough to say that he isn't sad that she's gone, and he definitely thinks that everything will be easier with her gone. But he is being honest when he says that he will do what he can for you. But that he fully believes that with Ava gone, this will be a lot easier.
Oof. Unfortunately, Ephemera also has trust issues and has been told 30 minutes ago that nobody actually cares about anything. Anyway.
Oh well, he definitely cares about you.
What is this? The consequences of my own actions? Surely not.
Is this my bed that I must lie
in? From the hug that Anton had offered, it's going to kind of pull out, it's kind of look at you and cast Chill Touch on your neck.
My girl!
Just to kind of hold you there, and just kind of gets up in your face and just said, okay, you can clearly see that I'm desperate. You can clearly see that I'll do anything right now to get my best friend back. And you know what, I will. So I'll go along with this. I'll go to the Mythalar or whatever the fuck it is you want. But if you do a single thing to jeopardize or stand in the way or just inaction towards getting Ava back and helping her just survive this, it will be the last thing you ever do. And you can kill me. You can kill me in the blink of an eye. But you can't kill me in a way that matters, because I swear I will come back again. And I will come back with a vengeance. Do you hear me?
Hear.
Good. I think we have an understanding. And the Chill Touch disappears.
You are picking up some bad habits.
Or some good ones.
Nesiril is very clearly just waiting for all of you to sort yourselves out. Are we good to keep going? I am sorry for the loss of Ava, and I do hope we can return to bring her back. But we are so close to our goal now.
I will say, with everybody else's passive perception insights, Anton definitely dropped Ava the shit. He's not good at hiding his modes.
How did you drop Ava in the shit in this?
Because I told Nez that she had the one. She particularly had the one of ours.
That is fair.
Gonna die.
I may have to kill you.
You're going to die unless Ava dies first.
Cool. Nesiril is going to sort of try and shiv you all on towards the castle. Their goal's very close at hand.
I'm not bringing anything up for anybody else. This is just for Nate's mind. He's having to think about the wand and the fact that they're both tuned to the wand. Does he think that there's going to be any repercussions of being distant from the wand?
I think we're going to count this as far enough, yes.
But like how severe I think those repercussions are going to be and what?
They've not told us about that, though.
It is fair to say that when an artifact is far away from you and you are attuned to it, you can assume that it's going to be mighty painful. Now, you can always choose to unattune to the wand, which, as we've also established, is mighty painful. So, I'm not sure you even know that. I'm not sure you're even present for Ava taking a metric butt ton of necrotic damage.
We did watch it.
I was meaning more of a maybe roll Arcana or something of just what I know from.
Go on, roll Arcana.
Stuff.
Why not?
That's not great. So it ends up being a 13.
Can I roll to see how much pain I'm going to be in?
Sure. Have you ever unattuned from the wand?
Yeah.
You've never unattuned from the wand, so you don't know what will happen.
No, but I have seen Ava unattune from the wand.
Looked painful.
You unattuning rather than the... Oh, okay.
But we don't know about the distance. So...
We've never been that far apart.
Oh, no.
Almost like it was planned.
I'm gonna die. Again.
Unattune and you'll be okay, baby.
I mean, I have 43 hit points.
Ildrathni likes you.
Oh, wait. Okay, I can... Okay. I turn black mold mode.
Are you going to unattune from it?
I think I have to, or else I'm just... But it's my only connection.
Are you going to say anything?
You are all very knowledgeable about magic. We're both attuned to that wand. And it's God knows where. If I unattune from it, if I don't, is it going to hurt?
I mean, I would think eventually, yeah, I don't know how long though. That kind of thing, I think, very much depends on the specific item.
If you unattune to it, and Eva dies, then Nez has the Wand of Orcus. If Eva dies and unattunes to it, you have the Wand of Orcus. And I would much rather you have it than Nez.
Eldrathni, someone's opinion I care about slightly more. Please.
Someone looks at Nate and is like, is she talking about you or me?
You will never know.
Nate just gives a look of both of us.
We are over time. I don't want to rush you.
I agree with Anton that I'd much rather it was under your control than Nez's. Honestly, I'd rather it was under your control than Ava's. But if it's going to hurt you by being far away, I can help, but only to a limited amount. I can't keep you alive indefinitely. I only have so much magical energy. I can try. I don't think it would work, given how high a level is a stupid word to use. That's out of character. Given the importance and quality of this, the power of this item, I can try doing something to try and remove the curse, but I don't think it will work.
I think this is just a risk I'm going to have to take. I'm just going to have to stay attuned.
Well,
it's my best chance at getting back to Ava, to be honest.
If it feels like it's going to go horribly wrong, do tell us.
There's a nod. Just like a little curt nod.
Well done, Alan Z.
Are you all heading towards the palace? It's very close now.
Yes.
Ephemera, roll me a constitution saving throw as you go.
10.
You take 1 level of exhaustion.
Fun.
And there will be more rolls. Cool. Well, that's where we're going to wrap up for today. How's everyone doing?
What a game. What a game. Absolutely fantastic game.
We're very over time, so I'm going to make this brief. Thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Don't worry, this is perfectly fine. The players will, maybe all be joining you next week. We shall see. But anyway, see you all soon. Thank you so much for joining. We are streaming on Mondays, on Tuesdays at 6 p.m. BST. We are currently streaming one-shots. Not sure which one it is, or we may just be about to start a new 4-parter show. I'm sorry I can't be more specific. We record way in advance on some of these, so no idea. Anyway, thank you so much to our sponsors and supporters, to the D20 Club. You are wonderful. Check out our Patreon, check out our wiki, check out our Discord. So many places you can engage with us and the players and the patrons and everyone else. It's really lovely. And we're on socials, Logical RPG, everywhere you socialize. There's also podcast versions of all of our shows. Thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye, everyone. Good night. Bye-bye.